You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station. Live from the Germantown Civic Club complex in the heart of Old Germantown, it's the largest arts and crafts festival in the Mid-South. Entertainment, food, unique events, games, rides, and all of this at the 45th Annual Germantown Festival.
Hello, and welcome to ghS-tv's live coverage of the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. I'm Sarah Mayers.
And I'm Dinah Mitchell. It's a gorgeous Sunday afternoon here at the Germantown Civic Club complex as we celebrate the festival's 45th birthday.
From humble beginnings on the side of Poplar Pike, it has grown into one of the Mid-South's largest festivals, hosting more than 400 local and regional artists and craftsmen. You can find just about anything here, from jewelry, pottery, and woodwork, to handcrafted garments, fabrics, and trendy accessories. And it all helps raise money and publicize local community groups and organizations for their work.
Every year, as many as 50,000 people come out to the festival. But if you can't make it, ghS-tv has your all-access pass. This year, we are marking 33 years of exclusive live coverage. Throughout the show, we will showcase what has made the Germantown Festival one of the best around and highlight our live coverage through the years.
Today's show will also feature more than 15 guests from around the area. We're excited to learn all about what their organizations have planned for their upcoming year. We also have 6 talented entertainers lined up to perform on our ghS-tv entertainment stage. And later on, we'll chat with each performer, so stay tuned.
But first, our team of field reporters are spread out across the grounds to give you a better look inside the Germantown Festival and show you just how much fun you could have in one afternoon here at the grounds. Let's see what they're working on for us.
Whether you are looking for new yard signs or Christmas decorations, there is something for everyone here at the Germantown Festival. I'm Dee Dee Noel, and I will be walking the grounds to find some of the most unique items you can buy.
I'm Adam Sapp. With more than 50,000 people expected over the 2-day festival, I'll be talking with local law enforcement about what they're doing to keep you safe.
With over a dozen food vendors, bring your appetite to the Germantown Festival. I'm Cassie Kimball, and I'm on the search to find the best treats for you and your family.
Did you know that the Mid-South is one of the most generous areas in the U.S.? I'm Alan Tony, and I'll introduce you to the many charities that benefit from the Germantown Festival.
What kid doesn't love good games and fun rides? I'm Scarlett Simpson, and I'm on the lookout for the most popular attractions and games at the Germantown Festival. I may even win a fish.
Thanks, guys. We look forward to seeing and hearing about everything you found.
As we mentioned, today's show will feature live musical performances throughout the afternoon from our entertainment stage located on the festival grounds. In honor of the festival's 45th anniversary, many of our entertainers are Germantown High School alumni. We are excited to welcome our first alum to the stage, singing Etta James' classic song, At Last. Here is Amy Gunnell.
My my cheek to a thrill that I have never known. Oh, yeah, you smiled and you smiled. Oh, and then the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last.
What a great cover of such a classic song.
Yes, that was beautiful.
That was At Last, performed by Amy Gunnell. We're going to talk with her in just a moment.
It's time to check in with our first field reporter. ghS-TV's Cassie Kimball has probably the toughest assignment of the day. She's scoping out the food scene. Cassie, what have you found?
Dinah, Sarah, I've made my way over to Quackery's, and I'm here with Derek O'Neill. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. I see y'all have two delicious non-alcoholic flavors, strawberry and pina colada. Which would you say is the most popular?
Strawberry by far is the most popular, but what's growing now is strawberry mixed with pina colada.
It sounds really good. And I know Quackery's is a part of Germantown United Methodist Church. What does the money go toward?
So we have 3 generations of Sunday school classes, and all of our money goes to our missions, Habitat for Humanity, Room in the Inn, First Works, the Church Health Center. So the 3 different Sunday school classes split the money and use that for their mission purposes.
That's great. And what mission trip are you going on this year?
I will not be going on a trip this year. I actually had the opportunity to participate in the Habitat for Humanity Jimmy Carter work build, as well as a lot of the members of our class.
Oh, that sounds so enjoyable. Is this an every year thing for you guys, catering to the festival?
This is. Actually, we are one of the oldest booths, longest running booths as part of the Germantown Festival food vendors.
Okay, that's so interesting. And how did your fun name Quackery's come about?
So what was passed down to me, the name Quackery comes because a fake doctor is called a quack.
Okay.
So a fake daiquiri is called a quackery.
It's so funny. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks.
I'm gonna make my way over to one of the sweetest vendors here. Dinah and Sarah, back to you.
Thanks, Cassie. Can't wait to see what other delicious food you find.
Before Cassie's report, we heard Amy Gunnell perform At Last on our entertainment stage. Miss Gunnell is no stranger to ghS-TV or the Poplar Pike Playhouse, having graduated from the department in 1994. She joins us now. Miss Gunnell, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Well, we love getting to know alumni, so tell us what you've been up to since you graduated.
Oh my gosh, a lot. Well, obviously I went to college. I majored in music at MTSU, and I did that for 2 years, and then I was cast at Opryland, so I sang and danced at Opryland for a couple of seasons and started doing a bunch of background work and a lot of studio work after that, and then decided I needed like health insurance and stuff like that. So I came back here and I finished my degree in accounting actually at the University of Memphis. So I've actually been working in the accounting field ever since college, ever since I graduated from college, but I've continued to sing. I've sung in a million bands around town, the Soul Stations, and a little bit in the Memphis Soul Review and those types of bands, mostly party bands and like wedding and bar mitzvah type stuff. But once I had kids, I have 2 kids, Abby and Kate, they're 12 and 8. And it became a lot more difficult to do things like that. So, you know, I continued my accounting career, but also just sang pretty limited. But recently, I've started singing again, and I sing in a band with actually another alumni, Ted Worrell, and I sing in a band together. Ted Worrell on the Monday Night Card. Mm-hmm. And it's like just enough that it's not too much for parents, for us, because he has young children, and it works out really well. And we're also worship leaders together at Germantown United Methodist Church.
Wow, that's a lot of history. So you did a lot of performing growing up as well. Among other things, you were a 2-time Grant Award winner at the Mid-South Youth Talent Competition.
Yes, I
And
was.
you've been in many musicals here at GHS. So do you have one memory that stands out above the rest of them?
At GHS?
Sure.
Gosh, one memory in particular, I'm not sure, but I was the lead in chess in '93, and that role was just, I don't know, it was just amazing. It was such a great experience. It was very different with it being Russian kind of themed and Cold War, and that's when Leonid came in and started working with us, and it was overall just a really great experience.
Well, thank you so much for performing and talking with us today. We really appreciate you having on.
Absolutely, no problem.
Once again, that was Amy Gunnell, one of the many performers who will join us throughout the day.
Sarah, it takes a lot of hard work, time, and dedication to put on a festival of this size year after year. To celebrate the 45th anniversary of this Germantown Festival, ghS-tv student reporter Scarlett Simpson and videographer Andreas Williams take a look at how it has transformed over the years from a small street-side festival into one of the largest art festivals around.
For 45 years, residents of Germantown have been celebrating local artisans and craftsmen at the annual Germantown Festival.
When it started in 1971, Germantown Festival was a few tents set up on the side of Poplar Pike.
It would be great to have a festival and bring people out from the city and let them see what Germantown was becoming.
Since then, the festival has grown into one of the largest arts and crafts festivals in the Mid-South, and organizer Melba Fristick has been there since the beginning.
It's developed, and in about the 1990s, we reached a point where we had kind of maxed out what we were using and decided we could take in more of the park if the city would let us, which they did, and grow this thing into something that was really a big attraction.
One of the main reasons the festival has been able to grow and succeed is because of the support it gets from the city of Germantown.
And I think it showcases our community, plain and simple. You know, people can see what Germantown's about, and they can visit and make sure that they feel comfortable and welcomed here.
And Germantown works hard to make sure festival goers have a safe and fun weekend.
Well, the city works with organizers in several ways, whether it's public safety or police and firemen man the festivals that we have, and Public Works often prepare the festival grounds. So we want to create a nice, clean, safe area for any festival that's in our city.
The city of Germantown is not the only supporter of the festival. Local organizations like Memphis Area Golden Retriever Rescue have been longtime supporters. President Phil Simmons says she and her volunteers have spent the last 15 years at the festival.
And we felt like it was a great venue, and we were right. It's been a wonderful one. And we feel like that we've gotten the word out that, you know, that dogs are great just because they're a little bit older. They're good family dogs, Goldens in particular, of course, which is our breed, but all dogs need a home, and we feel like that's been a benefit.
Thanks to the help from the city and local organizations, the Germantown Festival is sure to thrive and entertain for years to come.
But the biggest attraction is the festival atmosphere itself.
Two things: the food, you know, whether it's funnel cake or corn dog, Browno pup, and then the weenie race.
Reporting for ghS-tv, I'm Scarlett Simpson.
Thanks, Scarlett, for that really interesting look back at how the Germantown Festival started. You know, Sarah, last year was actually my first time ever coming to the festival.
Really? I've been to the festival every year since I was born, and I've watched it transform over the years. It really is something I look forward to every year.
Something else people look forward to every year is the Germantown Charity Horse Show as well.
And that leads us to our first guest today, Mr. Bobby Lanier. He is the executive director of the Germantown Charity Horse Show, was a very close confidant of former Shelby County and Memphis Mayor A.C. Wharton, and he even has a park named after him.
Before we talk with Mr. Lanier, here's a quick look at the Germantown Charity Horse Show.
The favorite part of the horse show is watching the horses themselves perform, and they are really amazing.
We are so blessed in this area to have so many people that support our sport, and to have such a unique venue here in West Tennessee is so important.
I think there's a lot of great things that go on here. We support a lot of charities, and I think that's really important, as well as just showing off this amazing town.
This is really just the way to show the time and effort that they put in and what they're able to do with their results.
This sport, particularly at an event like this, there's good prize money. There's a lot of prestige around this horse show, particularly locally, so it's really neat to be winning at the charity.
I think the show benefits the community in every way possible that it can, because it is well known, from what I understand, nationwide.
We have a total of 7 horse shows in West Tennessee a year that are A-rated, which is a national rating. There are many other shows that are qualified as schooling shows, but to gain points on a national level. So yes, the Germantown Charity is sort of the pinnacle for that.
To have this facility here and to be able to use it is really amazing. And when you see the people that come from out of town, New York or Missouri or Georgia, I think it says a lot about Germantown and the horse show itself.
Mr. Lanier joins us now. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
The Charity Horse Show just wrapped up another successful show back in June. Is your team already thinking about next year?
Well, yes, we always think about next year. Next year will be our 69th year, and we meet 11 months out of the year, and it's a year-round project to put it on. Because when you have the many horses we have come into the show, it represents about 7 states, and so we try to think about entertainment. We always invite Budweiser, Clydesdale, but we don't get them, but we always invite them every year because they are a big entertainer when we do get them.
How did you first get involved with the Charity Horse Show?
Well, I got started with a utility company, and I got involved with the lights, and when we first started, and we started the show in '48, but I was involved in 1956. But I hadn't been a member, I just been involved in it, so, yeah.
So, Mr. Lanier, the horse show dates back to 1947.
Well,
how do you think it's evolved over the past 69 years?
Oh, it's grown, it improved. I mean, we had amateur horses when we first started, but now we have professional horses. We have riders that have been to the Olympics. We had 3 riders come through our show that rode in the Olympics. And so we have had professional people come and ride our show.
Well, the horse show is also a big fundraising event. What charities do you support?
Well, the one we do right now is Exchange Club for Abused Children, and we are the 2nd largest contributor to the Exchange Club, which we're going to present them a check Thursday night for $25,000 for this year. And they do the programs is theirs, and so we try to match it, give them that or more for them.
Well, the charity part of the show was later added. Why does the charity part of the horse show inspire you? Why does the charity part of the show important to you?
Well, there's been the organizations we've had to do this because it helps so many children and educate people. And so just like last year, we give the Germantown school system everything. We give them $100,000 that we have accumulated over years and made money. And don't use us to keep the money if we got it, and we want to share it with the community.
Well, what has been your favorite part about being a part of the horse shows?
I won't say I have a favorite part. I just enjoy it when it goes on. Last year we had a good year with the weather. The festival had a good year last year with the weather. The festival's having a good year this year with the weather. And so the 2 largest events in Germantown is Germantown Charity Horse Show in June and the festival in September. And so they both really add to the community and contribute to the community.
You're also a big contributor to our performing arts program and our ghS-tv program. What made you want to get involved with ghS-tv?
Well, I tell you what, we started the first scholarship funds we had. Walker Taylor Sr., not Junior, his father and I started a scholarship fund that we contribute through the arts and everything. We started off $500. Now we contribute about $30,000 to the one's a win. What do you call it? The honors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, looking back at everything you've done over the years, what are you the most proud of?
Well, there's so many things I'm proud of. I'm just proud to be part of the community and contribute. And let me just say this one thing. If people don't give everything. I'm missing something in life, all I can tell them. I love to help people. I love to give. I've been dealing with the public over 66 years, and I still try to help people. And I hadn't been with utility companies since 1978. And I got a call last week. A man wanted me to help get lights at 431 South Highland. And so I did help him get the lights going. So I just enjoy helping people and make Germantown what it is.
What do you think is your favorite part of Germantown Festival?
Favorite part of it? Well, the one that gets the most publicity is the winter race. And that's down there in the horse show arena. So, all of it. I mean, you take the people that come here, they really love being here, and the organization really did a good job putting it on.
Well, tell us about some of the events at the horse show.
Well, we don't have anything special events. We try to have the best horses that we can get for the fans to see, and the money that we make contribute to, like I said, to the Saints Club, and no special event, but we just try to have the best we can get. We got 266 stalls permanent, and we put up 375 stalls, tents, and just put all of it together, and it's a 5-day running, and to see it successful, that makes you feel good.
Do you have a favorite vendor here at the Germantown Festival?
Now, I'm not going to make anybody mad, so I love them all.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lanier, for joining us on our show, and we are very excited to look forward to another charity horse show back in June.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all, what y'all do for the community. Y'all add an awful lot to it. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you would like more information on the Germantown Charity Horse Show, please visit gchs.org.
One of the Germantown Festival's main missions is to raise money and help publicize local charities. ghS-tv field reporter Alan Toney is with one of the many charities that benefit from this annual festival. Hey, Alan.
Thanks, Dinah and Sarah. I'm here with Mrs. Judy Strange, a member of the Heritage Women's Club of Germantown. So the organization started in about 1966. Do you mind reminding us of the history or foundation of the club?
That's right. Originally, we had a flea market in this area, and the Germantown Festival was in the Pines, another location, and they joined us, more to speak, but they've got 300 booths, and we only have 100 that we get vendors for.
Okay. Well, the Heritage Club is like a key component of the Germantown Festival. How long have you been a part of it?
I've been a part of it for about 10 years.
Okay, well, how long has the whole organization been a part of it?
Well, I've been here since 1966. At some point, the festival organized, and I'm not positive of that date.
What all does the organization do throughout the Germantown community?
Elizabeth, why don't you answer that?
Well, over the years, we've given scholarships to the high schools, 2 to each. We give money to the arts program at all of the Germantown schools, library, GPAC, in Germantown, and we give to St. Jude, McDonald House, where are the
probably 8 to 10 other charities.
Many other. We use all our monies for our organization that goes out to schools and charities.
We did put a good roof on the John Gray House at one time, and also redid the depot earlier.
And lastly, what upcoming events and activities do you have for the club after the Germantown Festival?
We usually meet every month, have a meeting, and it's not until December that we decide what we're going to do with our money. And one of our brightest things is to have Houston High chorus come and sing for us at Christmas. And but most of the time we're just meeting in our homes and enjoying each other's company.
Well, thank you so much, and for the Heritage Women's Club for all the work you do, and we're so glad to have you at the festival today.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking us.
Back to you, Sarah and Dinah.
Thanks, Alan. We'll check back in with you in a little while.
Our next guests are local leaders in Germantown. Their job, keeping you safe when tragedy strikes. Jody Dwyer is the fire marshal for the Germantown Fire Department, and Ronnie Bright is the Deputy Chief of Police for the Germantown Police Department. Thank you both for being on our show today.
Thanks for having us.
Well, tens of thousands of people walk these grounds every year. How are both of your departments ensuring our safety? The fire marshal will start with you.
Well, we do the inspections of the grounds every hour. We have EMS crews, which are paramedics and EMTs, that do the same. And then we have fire inspectors that walk the grounds to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
What about the GPD?
Well, and for us, it's an annual event that we're used to staffing, and with a large crowd, we provide a large contingent of police officers. We have some reserve officers that are out here helping with traffic flow and pedestrian movement, just trying to make sure people can move around safely and answer questions if people get lost or don't know where to go. So we're wearing many hats out here this weekend.
The festival's weather has been pretty unpredictable lately. Yesterday we had scattered showers, and today it's very sunny. Does the GPD have any contingency plans in place in case there is a tornado or a flash flood warning?
Well, that's a great question. Certainly we work hand in hand with the fire department, kind of follow their lead on weather and inclement weather things in a policy, but we would monitor weather in the area, and with technology now we have advanced warning most of the time of any dangerous weather, and certainly we have a plan in place with our staff, primarily to get people either into shelter or out of the area as soon as possible.
Well, Fire Marshal, the GFD partners with the Public Safety Education Commission. What sort of collaborations do you do throughout the year?
We do several. We have public education programs for the school-age children from K to 12, and they partner with us in putting curriculums together and taking that out to them, taking it out to the schools. They help a lot with that.
Deputy Chief Bright, what type of responsibilities does a deputy chief have in a city like Germantown?
Well, in my role, I oversee all of the operational functions of the police department. That's all of our divisions and just all the day-to-day stuff, and just working with our leadership and making sure that our bread and butter and our backbone is our uniform patrol division, the officers that most people see out in the patrol cars, making sure we're well-staffed, making sure we're well-trained, and making sure we're up to date on legal issues and staying current on all of our accreditation matters.
Fire Marshal, you mentioned going to local schools to promote fire safety. What do you teach these children?
We take our role from NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Association, and they give a safety message each year based on what the fire causes were for that year, such as cooking fires, candles, open flames. And so based on what they give us, based on statistics that they collect, we deliver those messages to the children for that year.
Does the Germantown Police Department have a similar program?
What's that?
Does the Germantown Police Department have a similar program?
Well, we do a lot of safety education. I know there was a question about the Public Safety Education Commission. We also partner with them, and we partner with other groups and organizations to do safety programs in our schools. We do school safety, Safety City during the summertime, and a lot of child safety seat inspections and those kinds of things.
Well, what can citizens in our community do to further their education in both of your departments?
Well, there's so much available on the web now. A lot of our programs are offered on the web, and the sign-up is on the web, on our webpage, on the city's webpage. And both police and fire have easy access to those. And there's programs throughout the year that we both put on. From Rodney's aspect, the Police Citizens Academy. Yes. We have a reserve program, a FAST program, which is Fire Auxiliary Support Team for some of our older adults.
Deputy Chief Bright, what's the most important safety tip that you could give someone?
I guess just to always be aware of your surroundings, number one, for your personal safety, and do a good job of securing your personal items in your cars and around your homes. And if anybody has questions about what best practice things they can do to make their homes and their cars and personally safer, then certainly they can contact us, and we do offer those safety programs.
Well, this question is for both of you. What are your favorite parts of the Germantown Festival?
Mine is the food. It is awesome. I can't wait each year to come over and get the funnel cakes from Houston High School. Or get the corn dogs. That's some of my favorites. Sorry, Rodney.
I think for the police department, for our staff, it's just an opportunity to interact and engage with our community and maybe in a different environment, a lot more relaxed and friendly, and very rewarding to get words of encouragement and just talk to people just about maybe non-police stuff as we go around and walk around the grounds here.
Do you two have any favorite spots that you like to see?
Favorite spots that we like, I'm sorry.
Favorite spots that you would like to see, like throughout the festival?
Oh yeah, did I say the food vendors already? Yeah, when we walk around, I just like seeing the different vendors and where they're from. They're from all over, and it's kind of neat to meet those people and hear their story.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing the variety and the diverse talents that people have, and they bring those things here and their products, and it's just very interesting to see what people can make with their hands. So I find that enjoyable.
Fire Marshal Dwyer, Deputy Chief Bright, thank you for keeping us informed on our show today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
If you would like more information on fire safety, please head over to the GPD safety booth by 6 p.m. today.
We're just getting started with our coverage of the Germantown Festival. When we come back, we've got more interviews and performances, so stick around.
Welcome to Germantown High School, an international baccalaureate creative and performing arts optional school, a destination school for students who are going places.
Our students are of the highest caliber when it comes to their academics and knowledge.
The IB program is a very rigorous program.
You were challenged in a way that you thought you couldn't be challenged. You succeeded, something that other kids may not have thought they could do.
They're accepted to colleges that are just, dream colleges for so many people.
Germantown High School offers a CAPA program, the Creative and Performing Arts program.
When I first came here, I saw the television studio and I was just amazed at what all I saw.
Kids do everything, that they're taught every detail that has to do with theater arts and creative arts.
I love a lot of things about Germantown High School, but primarily what I love is the athletics. There's something exciting around every single corner.
We probably are one of the most diverse high schools in the state of Tennessee, maybe the United States.
I would never doubt about sending your child to Germantown High School.
This high school is something not like any other high school that we have.
There's definitely fun in the work. We find fun in everything we do.
You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station.
Thanks for tuning in to ghS-TV's live coverage of the 2016 Germantown Festival. If you are just joining us, I'm Dinah Mitchell, and this is my co-host, Sarah Mayers.
We'll be on air until 5 o'clock tonight, giving you an exclusive tour around the festival without ever having to leave your seat. But there's still plenty of time left to come out to the festival grounds at the Germantown Civic Club complex. The festival will be open until 6 o'clock tonight.
We are excited to welcome our next performer to our entertainment stage. Back to perform on ghS-TV stage, here is GHS alum Sydney Armstrong singing Love on the Brain by Rihanna. Sydney, take it away.
You got me let go. What you want from me? What you want from me? And I tried to buy your pretty heart, but the price too high. Baby, you got me let go. You love when I fall apart. Fall apart. So you can put me together and throw me again. Loving me, don't quit loving me, just stop loving me. Oh, and babe, I'm fist fighting with fire just to get close to you. Can we learn something, babe? I run for miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain. That's tired of being played like a violin. What do I gotta do to get in your heart, baby? Like woo, don't you stop loving me, don't quit loving me, don't stop loving me. Ooh, and babe, I'm fist fighting with fire just to get close to you. Can we burn something, babe? And I run for miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain that's got me feeling this way. It beats me black and blue, but it loves me so good that I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain, and it keeps cursing my name. No matter what I do, I'm no good without you, and I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain.
Thank you, Sydney, for that riveting performance. We'll chat with her in just a moment.
But first, we want to send things out to ghS-tv field reporter Adam Sapp, who's with the Germantown Police Department. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Dinah and Sarah. I'm with Lieutenant Jones from the Germantown Police Department. Now tell us, with so many people here, what protocols are in place to keep everyone safe?
Well, there's various different protocols. We have all the officers out directing traffic, monitoring weather, making sure people are safe as far as there's no crime going on, that type of thing. We patrol regularly, make sure everyone, again, is doing what they're supposed to do, make sure they're safe, make sure they have a great time.
Now I know that traffic is very difficult, especially during this time of year. How do y'all manage that?
We have several officers, a lot of experience. They've directed traffic hundreds of times before, and so we just, it's a normal thing for us. We direct traffic all over the place. It's a normal part of our duties.
And what's changed over the years?
Really not a lot over here. More traffic, more people, more cars. So we've just had to roll with that a little bit. Germantown roads widened, a couple other roads have widened, so we had to work around that, getting more vehicles through.
And so this isn't your first time here, correct?
No, sir. I've worked for the police department for 16 years, and this is about my 5th or 6th year working this as a supervisor.
Okay. So since you've been here for a while, have there been any changes during the festival?
A few. Not on our side. Public safety side is normally just to keep everybody safe, and that's our just overall goal. But it's always gotten bigger every year.
What do you like most about the festival?
I love it. There's something for everybody to do. There's things for the kids. There's crafts, arts and crafts. There's just wonderful things every year.
Is there anything the police department focuses on specifically during the festival?
We just want to make sure everyone's safe and has a good time and goes home safely. And that's, public safety is our main focus, and that's what we do.
All right, thank you, Lieutenant Jones, for answering my questions.
Thank you.
Sarah and Dinah, I'll send the things back to you.
Thanks, Adam. We'll check back in with you in a little while.
Just a moment ago, we heard Sydney Armstrong sing Rihanna's Love on the Brain. She joins us now. Thank you, Sydney, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Sydney, you went through this program. Update us on what you've been doing.
Well, since graduation, I now attend the University of Memphis, and I did switch my major a few times, but I'm now doing psychology, and I want to be a professor of psychology. Yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, but I miss you guys and all this, so.
Were you having flashbacks from being on this set just on the other side?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I remember I was sitting over there, and I remember the stress and how scary it was to be here. And so you guys are doing great, because I feel like I just kept talking and talking.
Well, you've been singing for quite a while. How did you develop such a passion?
Well, really it was my great-grandma when I was little who she always would play guitar. We started with singing hymns and the ABCs and stuff. And before I would get out of my room in the morning, they had a little kid gate. I had to sing a song. That was just what my family did. So I don't know, I've just been singing for forever. It's just something that I love to do, and it reminds me of my family and stuff.
Well, what would you say is your most memorable performance?
Oh my gosh. you know, I don't really like to pick just because everything was really awesome, but I'd say the closing night of Big Fish, just because that was my last show here and all of my best friends were in that show with me, and it was a beautiful show, and I'm proud with what we did there.
Well, speaking of Big Fish, do you have any other memorable moments from the PPP or ghS-tv?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, just working with all of the different people that they bring in and that we get to meet, and then just, you know, being here late nights, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, seems a little bit tiring, but really it was like family here. It was like my home. So when I graduated, I was really sad to graduate. Like everyone says, like, oh, I don't miss high school. I do miss high school. I miss you guys. So I like to come back and see you guys whenever I can.
Well, you chose not to study arts in college, but are you applying what you learned in this program to what you do now?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The main thing is keeping a planner. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Long told us, like, you guys have to keep a planner. You won't get your stuff done without it. And so I religiously write in my planner at college, so.
Do you have a favorite part of Germantown Festival?
Well, I've never actually experienced it other than like working on it. So I'd say just what you guys are doing, which, you know, unbiased would be my favorite anyway, because you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Well, Sydney, thank you for sharing your talent with us today.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
We can have many more performers like Sydney headed your way, including more GHS alums, so stick around.
It's time to check in with another one of our field reporters. The ghS-tv's Dee Dee Noel is scouring the festival grounds looking for the best and unique items out there. Dee Dee, what have you found?
Hey girls, I'm here with Elaine Meese. She writes romantic novels and is selling them this weekend. So, Mrs. Meese, tell us about some of your books.
Well, actually, the one I'm holding is Eye of the Abductor, and it is set in Bartlett, Germantown, Collierville, and Memphis. And so this was actually my first book. I have a new book coming out, Love in the Shadows, this week, and also I'm a member of Romance Writers of America, River City Romance Writers, Malice of Memphis. And, you know, one of the things, if you're interested in writing, is to join a good writers group. And that's actually how I really got to where I was published, is joining writer groups. But I write romantic suspense, and I have just as many men readers as I do women readers, and I enjoy writing.
So how did you get started? What encouraged you to write books?
Well, like everybody else, usually people start with poetry or they start with children's books, and I did. And then I started venturing, my book started taking more of a romantic edge, and people introduced me to River City Romance Writers and Romance Writers of America, like I said, and that's where I really learned the skill, and I feel like I've developed my craft really well. I enjoy writing. I just love making up stories.
So what inspires you per book?
With different ideas, with different books. If I can grab one. This one on undercurrents. We used to go inner tubing down the Current River in Missouri, and every year that I would inner tube down the river, I would write a little bit of this book, and about people setting up a murder on the river. And so it took about 3 years of inner tubing, and I finally came home and wrote the book. So different things inspire you.
So this is your first time with the Germantown Festival.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it's just delightful. It's lovely out here.
So thank you so much for talking
with us. Well, thank you
for
speaking with me.
And good luck on selling your book.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Dinah and Sarah, back to you.
Thanks, Dee Dee. We can't wait to see what else you find. Dinah, the vendors here really know how to show off our town.
You know who else knows how to show off our town? The Red Devil football team, which happens to lead to our next two guests. It's Coach Smith's second year as head coach of the Red Devil football team. After a tough first season, he's hoping to turn the program around.
Coach Smith and senior quarterback Miles Guyton join us now. Thank you for being on our show today. Well, Coach Smith, you're in your second year of being the head coach of the Germantown football team. What are you doing things differently this year opposed to last year?
This year we're just we're running the ball a little more. We switched defenses. We've made some good plays here or there, but we've also had some bad breaks. We've had some unfortunate circumstances. but we feel like we're on track. We're winning in a lot of areas in our program. We just hadn't won on the scoreboard yet, but I feel like those are coming in the near future, and we're looking forward and we're staying the course.
Miles, unfortunately, you are just recovering from an injury that you had last Friday. How are you recovering?
Well, I went through a really tough training program. I went through a 5-day protocol for the injury that I had, and thankfully I was able to recover from it very well, and I ended up playing this last Friday against Briarcrest.
Do you think that the injury affected your game against Briarcrest on Friday?
Not so much. I think it was just our execution. I think we were good at times, and at times we didn't play to our full potential, but I think that if we just keep practicing and keep playing hard, I think that we'll be good in the future.
Coach Smith, let's talk about the Briarcrest game. What worked for you and what didn't?
The run game was working really good at times. So the screen game, the quick passing game was working really well at times. We caused a lot of turnovers on defense. It was just a couple plays here or there. They recover an onside kick on us to start the game. We catch a bad break. We throw a quick screen out there, and they called it a backwards pass. They picked it up and ran it in, and you look at that, those are two big plays for them right there. We're just a little off on some execution here or there. And we feel like once we get those cleaned up and sharpened up a little bit, then we'll feel like we'll be a tough team to beat later on in the season.
Miles, as a senior quarterback, you're one of the leaders of the team. How do you think you're managing that role?
I think I have to be more vocal this year than I was last year. I wasn't a very vocal leader last year, but I think that I've maintained to have control of my team, as well as like give them confidence to believe that I'm the one who should be able to control this team and get some wins on the season.
How do you think you are impacting the lives of other players who happen to look up to you?
As far as the younger Red Devils are concerned, I think that I lead by a good example for them, playing hard, playing fair, playing focused. It's not easy at all to be the quarterback of the team. A lot of responsibility falls on your shoulders, but I think that they just have to understand that if you just keep working hard and if you just stay the course, then everything will work out.
Coach Smith, you've got an exciting offensive brand of football. What makes your play calling so special?
I just think we like to take what the defense gives us. At times it does look good. At times we got to clean up some execution, as he said. I do feel like this team has a lot more chemistry this year, and I think that's shown in adverse situations. So as Miles was saying, we just stay the course. We keep practicing hard. Eventually, when that break comes, you got to be ready for that break, but you also got to prepare to have that break when the opportunity comes. And so we feel like that's where we're headed right now. So we'll work on it.
Well, Miles, do you plan on playing football in college?
I do. I hope to one day, go as far as football takes me. I'm just waiting on, staying patient, keep working hard, and trusting that everything will follow in place.
Where are you looking?
Well, right now, a couple of schools have called, Eastern Kentucky, Austin P. A couple of those coaches have checked in on me, see how I was doing. So I'm just really hoping and waiting.
Well, Miles, how do you think you've changed as a person and a player over the past 4 years of being a part of this football team?
I think Germantown football has been a tremendous help to me because it's been help on and off the field. Off the field, as a leader, I've become a better person, better characteristics, and on the field, I learned to work hard and know that everything doesn't come real easy. It's a process, and if you just trust the process and stay the course, everything will work out in the end.
How do you feel about the other players on the team?
The other players, like I said, I feel like our character's improving a lot on our football team, and I feel like they have a lot more unity this year. They're able to handle adverse situations, and a lot of life is the reaction to circumstances, and I feel like we're handling those a lot better. And again, I think that when those breaks start falling our way, I think we've been able to count on these guys, and they're going to be there when the time comes.
Well, what can we expect for the rest of the season?
Rest of the season, just more hard-nosed football. We expect to fly around the ball a little better, a little faster. That makes some big plays. We're going to try to, once the run game starts hitting a little bit, you start to hit bigger plays now and then. But we just got to sharpen up and clean up on some assignments, and we'll be fine.
Lastly, what is your favorite part about the Germantown Festival? Either of you can answer.
Either of us. Right now, I see a ton of people. I see a ton of shops. It's a great community here. That's shown throughout the whole season. At every game, we've had great fans. They've been supportive of us in this program. I think it speaks highly of the community here at Germantown. People seem to be in good spirits. People aren't having to get dragged in here. They're here because they want to be here. A lot of people talk to each other here. A lot of people know each other. So, I mean, even though it's a big environment, you could tell that it's also a community that knows each other. And it's a special event. I haven't seen many like it.
Well, Coach Smith, Miles, thank you for being here today, and go Red Devils.
Thanks for having us.
If you would like more information about the team, head over to ghsfootball.org. And next Friday, it's Red Devils versus the Tigers as Germantown travels to Whitehaven High School. Go Red Devils!
At the Germantown Festival, there is literally something for everyone, even the kids. ghS-tv field reporter Scarlett Simpson is testing out some of the activities for kids. Scarlett, what's out there?
Thanks, guys. I'm here at the PPP Gameland, an area with face painting, games, and balloons, and all the proceeds go towards ghS Kappa program. I talked with workers and kids to find out about their favorite area here. What's your favorite part about Germantown Festival?
My favorite part would probably have to be all of the fun that everybody has. The community gets together and puts on this festival, and to see everybody here working and enjoying themselves so much is amazing.
This area has been around here for a long time. Why do you think festival goers keep coming back year after year?
I think people keep coming back because they enjoy themselves so much every year, and to see all of the different vendors with their unique and personalized stands is incredible, and it's such an amazing sight to be able to see the community work together like this.
What are you getting your face painted with?
Paint.
You're getting a tiger? Do you like the PPP Gameland?
Yes.
What's your favorite attraction at the Germantown Festival?
Get my face painted.
What kind of balloon animal are you getting?
Lollipop.
Do you like lollipops?
Yes.
Do you think you'll come back to Germantown Festival next year?
Probably.
What's your favorite part about the PPP Gameland?
Riding the horse.
Thank you so much. Next up, I'll head over to Kids Land to find out the best ride here. Sarah, Dinah, back to you guys.
Thank you, Scarlett, for showing us how much fun a kid could have here at the festival. There really is something for all ages here on the ground.
We are excited to welcome our next guest to the show. Not only is she a Germantown alderman, she is a Germantown High School graduate.
Here with us now is Alderwoman Marianne Gibson. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're in the middle of your first term as being an alderman. Has it been everything you expected?
Everything and more. It is a great honor to be able to represent your hometown with so many friends and neighbors. We consider ourselves here in Germantown a community of kindness, and that speaks to me. And so to be able to serve the families here in town, it is a wonderful honor. So everything and more.
Over the past few years, there have been some economic growth happening in Germantown with the opening of many popular store chains. What other exciting things are happening in this city?
Everything, whether it's on the school front, I'm the liaison for the Germantown Education Commission, which represents all schools here in Germantown, Germantown High School, middle, elementary, as well as the other schools that are in the Germantown Municipal School District and private, and some of the special schools that we have. So on the education front, we are so proud, again, of all that's happening there with new programming, new schools that are being built, just wonderful potential there. As far as economic growth, you've been able to drive down Poplar and see new looks, and so that will continue with the economic downturn that we had of the past years. We are in a growth pattern right now, and so we have to really be smart the way we do that, and we're working hard to do that.
Well, as a lifelong resident, you're very involved in our community. You're part of the Friends of Bobby Lanier, which opened up the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. Why was it important to you to get involved?
Well, I go back to, this was my home, and growing up here, I had two wonderful parents who said, you needed to bloom where you're planted. And so rather than fuss about things that you maybe wanted to change, you need to actively be a part and grow whatever that program was that you supported. And so the Bobby Lanier Farm Park really spoke to me because it is an education and demonstration site for sustainability. And so it's important to me that our children know where their food comes from. It doesn't come from Kroger or Fresh Market. It comes from a farmer who grew that. And so with the community garden there, again, a connection with the ways of the past, which is, you know, Germantown, our history is from an agricultural background. And so that spoke to me.
You are also heavily involved in Leadership Germantown. What effect does that group have on the city?
I think that Leadership Germantown, because their mission is to grow one leader at a time, it's important for our residents who have skills that are needed in their community to be able to grow those leaders, to encourage involvement, encourage them to use their unique skill set here in Germantown. We want them to stay here. One of the reasons why I've become involved in many different things is because I want my children to be able to come back to Germantown and to live and work and worship and play, and they need to know how to do that. So leadership, if we have the right leadership, I feel like that we'll be successful.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, you're a Germantown High School graduate.
I am.
What is what you learned at Germantown helped you in your career?
Oh, goodness. You know, with the passing of Mr. Chisholm just recently, I would say to work hard. We had teachers there that were such encouragers, but you had to do the work. You really couldn't fake that. So to work hard, and again, Mr. Chisholm is so much in my thoughts. He was such a lifelong educator and valued education. I've really learned from him in so many ways that I didn't know until I was able to reflect on that history with him, serving with him on the Shelby County School Board even. So.
The festival is celebrating their 45th year. Do you have a favorite memory of the festival?
I do. My parents, after high school, bought the little brick house right by the high school, and so when our daughter was about 8 or 9, she put out a lemonade stand, and over a period of 4 or 5 years, she raised at $1 a cup for lemonade, about $6,000. A lot of lemonade she sold, but for me the important part of that story was the tree that my dad planted for her that still sits right where it is. It's a Japanese maple right there at that little corner, and I can still see her and him. So that's my favorite memory.
Well, Alderwoman Gibson, thank you for joining us today and for your continued support of Germantown High School.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information about what's going on in Germantown, visit the City of Germantown's website, germantown-tn.org.
Stick around, we still have great guests, talent, and interviews coming your way. And don't forget, you can watch us live streaming on ghS-tv.org.
You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station. Live from the Germantown Civic Club complex in the heart of Old Germantown, it's the largest arts and crafts festival in the Mid-South. Entertainment, food, unique events, games, rides, and all of this at the 45th Annual Germantown Festival.
Welcome back to ghS-TV's live coverage of the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. I'm Sarah Mayers, and this is my co-host, Dinah Mitchell. It's a big weekend, not only for the festival, which is turning 45, but also ghS-TV, as we celebrate more than 30 years of coverage.
Our next performer on the show has been around the world performing, from Bonnaroo in the States to Melbourne, Australia. His name is Andrew Sano. Here he is performing an original composition. That was Andrew Saino performing an original composition. He will join us shortly to talk about everything he has going on.
You know, even though we are towards the front of the festival, we can still smell all the delicious foods being served here. ghS-tv field reporter Cassie Kimball is in the middle of everything. Cassie, what's cooking near you?
Dinah and Sarah, I'm here with Germantown Commissary Barbecue, and I'm with the owner, Walker Taylor. How are you today?
Great, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
And you have such a popular restaurant. Why did you want to open a food truck here at the festival?
It's right in our backyard, and come out here, make a little money, and maybe get some new customers.
Right, and how does it feel being one of the oldest restaurants in Germantown?
Old.
You're so funny. And of course, everyone in Memphis loves barbecue, but what would you say is the most popular dish here?
Right here, the world famous barbecue nachos.
Oh,
we invented them.
Looks delicious. And what would you say is your favorite?
Barbecue nachos.
Well, I would love to try. Can I?
Sure.
Awesome.
Dig in.
These are so good.
We're gonna be short a couple dollars.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you think your participation here has increased your customer base at the restaurant?
I think so, yeah. Over the years, I'm sure it has.
I bet. Well, all right. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming by.
All right, I'm on the search for more mouth-watering treats. Back to you guys.
Save some for us. We'll check back in with Cassie one final time in just a bit.
A moment ago, we heard Andrew Saino perform an original composition on our entertainment stage. He's back on set now to talk with us about his music. Thank you, Andrew, for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
The song you played was an original composition. What was your inspiration for that?
It's something I wrote this last couple of weeks. Just been working at the studio a lot with your dad, Boo, and just been kind of going through some things and working on a couple different projects. And I don't know, that guitar just brought that song to me. So.
Well, you attended the Stax Academy in high school. Is that when you first started playing music?
Yes, it was. I started going there when I was 14. And the first show, the big show that I did with them, I was actually blessed enough to go to Australia for 2 weeks. My very first year, I was with them. They took me on tour out there. It was just a blessing. It's awesome. So awesome.
When do you think you truly fell in love with the guitar?
Probably on that trip. I decided I want to do this for the rest of my life. I love it.
So going to the Stax Academy influenced your career choice?
Yes, definitely.
Can you talk about your experience at the Stax Academy?
Well, I was there for 5 years, and they have a bunch of different programs. They have a drum line, they have a vocal program, a jazz ensemble, as well as a rhythm section. And I was actually in 2 of the programs, the jazz band and the rhythm section. So I was there 5 days a week after school, and it's awesome. I mean, they teach you the fundamentals of music. They give you fantastic opportunities at a young age, like going to Australia. You know, there's not a lot of other opportunities in the city for, you know, younger kids like that. And it's really impactful program, I feel like.
You played your guitar all across America and even overseas. Do you still go on tours?
Yes. I'm actually going to San Diego this Saturday in California for a follow-up show for this movie I was in called Take Me to the River, which is also another Stax opportunity where I got to play on a song with Snoop Dogg and William Bell. So we're going out to San Diego to perform and promote the movie this Saturday.
Well, tell us, what's your favorite part about being on the road?
Probably staying in the hotels, the big comfy beds and clean towels. It's always fun. Meeting new people and just experience different cultures, awesome too.
You record at Royal Studios, which is one of the more famous music studios around the world and in Memphis. How has that influenced you?
It's influenced me a lot. It's changed the way I look at music, and the thing that Royal has taught me is that it's not about making a perfect song, making a perfect recording. It's about capturing an energy and exchanging energy. Music is energy, and it's taught me so much, just to, you know, to be soulful and simple, and just to make people feel good.
Well, Andrew, thank you for being here today and for performing for us.
Of course, anytime.
There are a lot more great performances like Andrew's coming your way, so stay tuned.
As we mentioned, this Germantown Festival turned 45 years old this weekend. Since 1971, artisans from all over the Mid-South have come to Germantown to take part in this annual tradition. ghS-tv student reporter Dee Dee Noel and videographer Haley Walsh met 2 new additions to the festival family.
It's that time of year again, time to discover new artists at the Germantown Festival. Every year, artists and craftsmen descend on the festival with their unique and oftentimes one-of-a-kind creations. Dale Strand, the man behind Prometheus Glassworks, is one of this year's newest additions. Strand uses a 2,000-year-old art form to create whimsical art.
The art of glass blowing is manipulating a material without using your hands while it's 2,000 degrees, fighting gravity the entire time. And it's kind of like throwing a pot, a clay pot with one hand.
Strand has participated in many festivals around the Mid-South. As an artist, Strand says nature is his most influential muse.
I take a lot of my inspiration from plant life. Microscopic plant life is the shapes and forms that are, you know, you don't normally see with your naked eye. I like making cyclopean creatures and teeth and wild looking monster type things too, as well as terrariums and plant forms.
However, when it comes to envisioning his next creation, Strand says the glass seems to have a mind of its own.
I try not to design it too much because the glass is going to do what the glass is going to do. I can only influence it a little bit, and I have to stay 5 steps ahead of what the glass is possibly going to do.
If the supernatural isn't your thing, then maybe this sweet new vendor will be.
Well, I've been making these pound cakes for a long time out of my house first, and I had started out with 2 different flavors, probably about 17 or 18 years ago.
Judy Douglas, owner of Judy Pound Cakes, is bringing her delicious homemade pound cakes to the festival for the first time.
A friend back in the spring said it's a fabulous venue and that I should do it.
Douglas has been baking her whole life and says she got her love for pound cakes from her mother.
She was a fabulous cook, and Mother was great about writing recipes down, and I went through her file books, her recipe file.
What started out as a sweet gesture to give to family and friends quickly turned into a small business. And while lots of people see pound cakes just as a dessert, Douglas has a different view.
Almost all of my flavors are great can be eaten at breakfast, lunch for dessert, snack time, or at midnight for that midnight snack.
From the sweet to the supernatural, Prometheus Glassworks and Judy Pound Cakes are just 2 of the new faces at this year's Germantown Festival, proving now, more than ever, there is something here for everyone to enjoy. Reporting for ghS-tv, I'm Deborah Noel.
Thanks, Dee Dee. There are just so many things to see here at the festival. Dine at many of the vendors at the festival truly are the faces of Germantown, not just for their crafts, but for what they do for our community.
Yes, and we actually have 2 vendors here on set with us today. Here on set, we have Mary Haley Ham and Emily Latham. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hi, ladies. Miss Latham, Miss Ham, tell us about your products.
I have mini cornhole here with me. It's like a mini size, what you normally play at your home cookouts or anything.
And I make jewelry, a lot of unique. I try to make a twist on typical leather and pearls. We also add some interesting stones, a lot of handmade items, some handmade arrowheads, and handmade, worn pieces and such.
How long have you 2 been doing this?
I have been doing this. My parents were doing it whenever I was probably 3 or 4, and now I'm 18, so a very long time.
And for me, it started fairly randomly. I picked up a couple of things and started making them a couple years ago, and it's kind of just expanded and expanded.
Mm-hmm. How are your products made?
We use birch lumber for our cornhole, and we also carry the regular size cornhole that adults play, and then these are just like tabletop mini cornhole. So we use all birch lumber and 2x4s.
And for me, I use a lot of leather and a lot of natural stones and such, and I will usually find like a pendant or a piece that I want to put on a necklace, and then I have all sorts of pearls, stones, anything and everything laid out, and I'll just start putting things together and see where it goes. It's all very, very random how it happens, and so.
Since this is both your first year at the Germantown Festival, what made you come?
We talked to a lot of the other vendors at other shows, and we had heard probably 10 or 11 say, go to Germantown, go to Germantown. So we finally did.
And for me, I have lived in Memphis since 2002, and I've come here for years and always enjoyed the festival a lot. We would come sometimes both days and walk around and shop and do some of the other activities and eat. And so it's always been something that I've enjoyed. And I remember when we were talking about doing some festivals and some markets and such, this was actually the first one I wanted to come to because it's at home and it's a crowd that I know, and it's always a fun atmosphere here. So.
Well, what do you think makes the festival so unique?
It's huge. There's so many things to do here.
It is. It's very different, and you see all the vendors. It's a very diverse. You see people who sell clothing to people who make, wreaths and jewelry and, the cornhole, and it's all very handcrafted, and I think it makes it really unique and really special. I enjoy, as a vendor, I've also enjoyed shopping.
Yeah.
Well, seeing other vendors, what are you guys' most favorite vendors?
Probably the clothing. I've probably bought 6 scarves from here because I need them. It's almost fall time, and during the summer our house burned down, so we have to replenish all of our clothes. So that's all I always look for is clothes, clothes, clothes. So.
And I bought all sorts of things yesterday, some t-shirts and some sweaters, and all my dogs got scarves, so they're ready for football season with their new Ole Miss scarves, so they're ready to go. And I bought, like I said, I got a lot yesterday, so it's hard to pick one favorite because there's so many unique people here.
Well, you said that you've been coming to the festival for a while, but just as a shopper. How do you think this brings our community together?
It's amazing to see everybody come out from all over the area, not just Germantown. It's interesting. We talked to people from, Hernando and Olive Branch. Some people down in Oxford. Some people from further away. It's fun to see everybody come here and make it a big family event. To see all the kids around and so on and so forth. It's been great.
What would you tell someone who's considering on being a vendor here at the Germantown Festival?
It's definitely worth it. It's worth the drive because we drove 6 hours from Kentucky, so it's definitely worth the drive.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's a great local crowd. Everybody's excited to be here. Everybody's very nice in the area. We've talked to some great people. It's been a great experience.
Why do you enjoy making jewelry?
I just like to. I've always been one to sit around and try to craft things. I've always been very crafty. So it's really been a good way to express myself. And I started out, like I said, randomly, where I was just fidgeting with things and would make a few items, and it just kind of grew. I like to just be able to handle things like that, and I'm always fidgeting with things, and it's been fun. It's also expanded me as a person. I've been able to come out and do things like this and really meet new people and actually develop something. So it's been nice.
Who came up with the idea of making cornholes?
It was actually like a family thing. My little brother was born, and he's now 14. So whenever we were out playing cornhole at our family cookouts, he was always wanting to play. And we're like, you're too little, you can't play. So then we needed something smaller so he could play. So now we have mini cornhole.
Well, what do you think is so unique about both of your items?
Mostly, like, people come to our booth and they say, I've never seen mini cornhole. That's what's important about it. You've never seen it, you'll never get it anywhere else.
And for me, I try to find some different items and do a different twist on things, and I found some really unique pieces. And also I try to focus on like really good craftsmanship, really, higher end pieces and higher end materials, and really try to keep my craftsmanship up so that you have a good product at the end.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you, ladies.
Yes, thank you. Charity is a big part of the Germantown Festival. Let's check back in with ghS-tv field reporter Alan Toney to see who he's got now.
Hey guys, I'm at the Kiwanis Club of Germantown tent with Mr. Don I. Today they're selling snow cones that can later help you get into college. So the Kiwanis Club of Germantown has been around for a long time. Can you tell us how it got started?
It got started here in November 1963. A group of guys got together and decided to join the international branch, which began in Canada. But we are an international club. But 63, so we've been here for a while. And we have about 70 members.
Well, we also see that you're a supporter of local schools. So what do you do throughout that?
Well, all the schools that we support all the schools, whether they're county or whether they're municipal. But we have K-Kids, which is 4th and 5th, 6th grade elementary schools in Germantown, in Farmington. And we also have Builders Club, which is a middle school in Riverdale, Houston, and Germantown. And they're a little bit better because they're a little older. They've learned a little bit of something in the K-Kids, and they're pretty much on their own. But at the time to get to high school now we get out to Southwind, Briarcrest, private schools, Germantown and Houston, and they are on their own. They pay their own dues, come up with their own ideas and stuff. We still always come and visit. We have advisors there, but it's amazing how sharp these kids are when they're given the task and we back off. So the results is what we're looking for.
What scholarship opportunities do you offer?
We have a scholarship for kids every year. We have 4 scholarships. They're $2,500 each. It's funded partially by the Jim Mitchell Foundation, which is a former member who left money to the club for that reason. We also this year last year actually, a $2,500 scholarship for any kid that's a member of Kiwanis family and has got an appointment to college. We're not asking about his grades. If he's done a great job in service, it's called a Service Leadership Program and Distinguished Service. He gets a $2,500 shipped to his school.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Don. I and all the work you and the Kiwanis Club do to continuously better the community.
Thank you, sir.
And with that, I'll send it back to you, Sarah and Dinah.
Thanks, Alan. We'll check back in with you in the next hour.
This November, people across Shelby County will cast their vote for the next President of the United States. Coordinating the local election is Shelby County Election Commission.
It's Chairman Robert Myers joining us now to talk more about it. Mr. Myers, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we're about 2 months out from the general election. What preparations have been started?
So we've already built the ballot. We're prepared to send that out. We actually start voting 45 days before the election when we send the military their ballots out by email. So members of the United States Armed Services get their ballots first. We, of course, take absentee ballots starting now. And so we're in the process of receiving requests and mailing out the absentee ballots now and receiving ballots back.
You are in the middle of voter registration month. What is the commission doing to get people registered?
So we've participated in a number of events around the community trying to enhance voters' awareness of their need to register. So we've done, I think, 6 or 8 events already this month.
Well, what other ways can people register?
So you can go online to shelbyvote.com and pull down a voter registration application and submit that by email or by mail. And you need to do that before October the 9th, which is the last day to register before the November the 8th election.
In the age of hacking, how do you secure the votes?
So, well, first of all, we've got 2 different systems that we're working on. When we talk about the tabulation system, that's never hooked up to the internet. That's a closed loop system, so there's really no external way to hack that system when it's in use.
How are you ensuring that there is no voter fraud?
So voter fraud's a little more complex. One of the ways, though, that we're engaged in trying to make sure there's no voter fraud is the verification of who the voter is when they present themselves to vote. It's typically done now through a photo ID, although there are ways that you can vote without a photo ID as well.
Well, this November could be the last time the current voting machines are used. What can we look forward to in 2020?
So we'll have many elections between now and 2020. One of the things, the tasks that the Election Commission will have to engage in over the period between now and about 2020 or 2022 is to look at replacing those machines because they'll no longer be supported by the vendor because those machines were purchased in 2006, and so they'll be about 18 or 20 years old by the time we move to replace them.
Well, what has been some of the criticisms of the current machines?
So the biggest criticism is that occasionally when people press or think that they've pressed a selection, that another selection comes up. That has to do with a calibration question. Most of the time we find that the voters either aren't pressing the button or that occasionally people with long fingernails think they're pressing one spot and they're pressing another spot, so it's a very sensitive process. When we have those complaints, we send technicians out to make sure that the calibration is correct on those machines, so we take them out of service until we can verify that they're working properly, and if they weren't working properly, we take them out of service completely and replace them.
When does early voting begin?
October the 19th. We'll have a 14-day window starting on October 19th at all 21 sites. We'll open up all 21 on the 19th. You can go to any of those sites and vote. We'll find the right ballot for you. We have over 62 ballot styles this particular election. Some elections we have as many as 120 different ballot styles.
Can you tell us about some of the problems you encounter during voting season?
So most of the problems that we typically encounter have to do with people that believe they're registered and really aren't registered, or believe that they want to vote for a particular candidate when it turns out they actually don't live in that candidate's district. And so most of our problems revolve around kind of a voter education issue. Either we haven't done a good enough job educating the voters, or the voters themselves have not done a good enough job educating themselves and preparing to go to the polls and vote.
How long does voter registration take?
So it just takes seconds, really. The form is very intuitive. There's not a lot of information that's really requested. We turn all our voter registrations around in 3 days. So if you submit a voter registration to us, then you'll get a card in the mail within about 3 or 4 days after you submit it. The only caution is sometimes people will register in a group registration. Those people actually have to turn those in to us before we can affect their registration, and so we want to encourage all the groups to turn them in as soon as they humanly can.
Well, you're the chairman of the Election Commission. Tell us what your job entails.
So our job entails the core functions are certifying the candidates for the positions that they're seeking election for, certifying the election results at the end of the election process, selecting the administrator of elections, who's the chief operating officer for the facilities, and then dealing with various issues that come up from time to time with regard to setting policy or coordinating events, issues, and the like.
Well, Mr. Myers, thank you for coming onto our show today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
For more information about this November's ballot or to find your voting location, visit shelbyvote.com.
It's time to hear from another alumnus. She roamed the stages of the PPP for the past 4 years, and she's back now joining us on the ghS-tv entertainment stage. Performing her cover of Ariana Grande's Leave Me Lonely, here is ghS-tv and PPP alum, Renima Ma'am.
Dangerous love, you're no good for me, darling. Yeah, you turn me away like I'm begging for a dollar. Danger, how you hold me, I get a chill inside, and nothing frightens me, baby. Oh, is it love when so easily you say goodbye? Is it love when we've given up before we try? Is it love when you stole my peace of mind? Is it love when you cry and cry and cry? So when you walk out that door, don't you come back no more. My heart has had enough of the give and take, and as much as I want you to stay, you're a dangerous love. Baby, you're no good for me, darling. So if you're gonna love me, then leave me hanging here. Then I'd rather you leave me lonely, even though it hurts. You're a dangerous love. You're no good for me, darling. Yeah, you turn me away like I'm begging for a dollar. Danger, how you hold me, I get a chill inside, and nothing frightens me, baby. So when you walk out that door, don't you come back no more. My heart has had enough of the give and take, and as much as I want you to stay, you're a dangerous love. Baby, you're no good for me, darling. So if you're gonna love me, then leave me hanging here. Then I'd rather you leave me lonely, even though it hurts. You're a dangerous love, baby.
That was an amazing performance from our fellow alum, Renima Ma'am. We'll talk to her in the next half hour.
We have to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more from our field reporters who are out on the ground scoping out the best food, vendors, and kids' entertainment. But first, here's a look at the ghS Creative and Performing Arts program.
When I do art or make art, it's kind of like speaking in a different language.
The art program here is a way of passing on not only making art, but thinking higher level skills and preparing kids for college.
They allow me to do whatever I want and allow me to do what I like and lets me express myself.
I think the instrumental music program here at Germantown High School is special because of all the things that we'll do throughout a year. We start the year doing marching band, and very quickly we'll move into concert band. We provide the orchestra for the spring musical. We just have myriad things that we take part in throughout the year. All those different opportunities create a place for students who excel in different areas. And there's no one thing that students have to be good at to be part of this group. I think that diversity allows us to be one of the most unique programs in the area.
I've loved my choir experience so far. It's really fun being with other people that have likewise mind as you, like loving to sing and learning new things.
It's not just a choir, it's a class as well. So we don't just learn the songs, we work on singing technique.
We also perform for the community, like Leadership Germantown, and we also take trips and share our talent, like when we went to New York last year.
I really learned how to work as a part of a team in choir, put everyone's talent together and make something bigger and better. It's been a really valuable experience.
You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2016 Germantown Festival. We've hit the halfway point in our show, but if you are just joining us, I'm Dinah Mitchell, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sarah Mayers.
Before the break, we heard Raneem Imam perform on our ghS-tv entertainment stage. She joins us now. Raneem, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you just recently graduated from ghS and you were sitting in our seat. What is it like being in the interviewee chair?
It's definitely different. And I just am looking back at my experience at Germantown High School. It was amazing. And just looking at you guys stepping up to the plate, it makes my heart soar.
Well, congratulations are in order. You recently were nominated for the National Student Production Award for your on-air camera work here at ghS. Has a new set in yet?
Oh, it has, and I'm ecstatic. When I heard the news, I got the call and I saw the email, I was in shock. I didn't even realize it because it was so long ago. It was in May, and I'm like starting my new life at Rhodes, and then I just hear the news and I got a National Emmy Award, and it's crazy.
Well, what does this nomination mean to you?
It means a lot. It means that all of the hard work that I put into this program really paid off, and it just feels amazing.
Well, when do you find out if you've won?
October 4th is when everyone's supposed to go to the museum in Washington, D.C., so that's when we'll find out who's the winner.
Well, you recently started college at Rhodes, as you mentioned. How have your first few weeks been?
They've been amazing. I definitely feel really prepared. I'm ready to take it on, all of it, and I'm excited for my new professors and just like starting a new life in general.
What is one of your favorite memories when you look back at being in high school?
That's hard because I love so much. I honestly have made such beautiful memories in Poplar Pike Playhouse stages, like the performances and the Germantown High School television studio. I've had such amazing experiences, and I guess one of the best memories was this show right here. It was my first time being a host of anything. So it feels amazing.
Well, it's clear you have a passion for music. Do you think you'll apply that to your career in the future?
I do. I'm actually minoring in music right now, and I'm taking voice lessons with which is one of the requirements of a minor. But I'm still thinking about my major. I'm taking a year to decide.
What advice do you have for students who are just now joining the Kappa program?
I think that they should really just get all the work into this program. They should get into it. They should not just stand by and not do anything, because it is so beneficial to your future if you just put in a little hard work. Because even though you get tired, even though you might say, oh, maybe this isn't the program for me, it pays off. Even if you don't go into the arts, even if you just do science, or if you want to be a lawyer, it pays off in the end, because it teaches you so much dedication and hard work and loyalty.
Raneem, it was great catching up with you, and congratulations on the nomination.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There are still many more performers and interviews you don't want to miss, so stay tuned.
We're going to check back in with ghS-tv field reporter Adam Sapp. Last hour, he was with the Germantown Fire Department. Adam, who are you with now?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Fire Inspector Clint Starnes from the Germantown Fire Department. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
So is this your first time here at the festival?
No, this would be my 14th time at the festival. I've been with the fire department for 14 years and have been here every year.
And what does the fire department do here at the festival?
Well, we do a lot of things. One of the main things we do is at our fire department tent we have set up, we talk to the general public coming in about fire safety procedures, making sure that they have exit drills and exit paths in their home, and also making sure that they have working smoke detectors. We have a lot of brochures and paperwork that we give to the public to help them develop those plans and make sure that they're safe at home. Another thing we do here at the festival is we provide fire and EMS coverage, emergency medical services. We have ambulances on site to where if someone gets ill or overcome by heat, we can transport them quickly to area hospitals.
Thank you. And I see that you all have put cooling stations at the festival grounds today. What's that all about?
That's another thing we're doing to try to help the festival comers and festival goers is keep them cool by providing these misting fans. We use those a lot on major fires that we have. We can set those up and have a place for the firefighters to cool off, and it works well for us, and we've brought it out here so that the festival goers can also use that as a place to try to stay cool, because it was very hot earlier today when we came here.
Yes, sir. And why do you think it's important for the Germantown Fire Department to be here every single year at the festival?
You know, the fire department, we have a big part in the city government. We're out protecting the citizens, and we have a lot of citizens and even people from other communities that come into this festival. It's important for us to be here to make sure that they're seeing us and we're keeping people safe, and also that we're here for them if something were to happen, that we can be on site very quickly to be able to get first aid to them.
All right, well, thank you for your time. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. We look forward to what you have coming up next in the next hour.
This next guest is no stranger to the ghS-tv family. She is the host of ghS-tv's Inspiring Leaders.
Please welcome Mrs. Donna Chandler-Newman. Miss Donna, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I am delighted to be here, and as always, amazed at the wonderful production that you're putting on here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
fabulous.
you. Miss Newman, you are a staple on ghS-tv.
Well, thank you.
What inspired you to become a part of our TV studio?
My gracious, Frank Bluestein invited me actually, and he and Allison, Miss Allison Rogers-Long now, and I conceived an idea that we would feature nonprofit organizations from the area and the volunteers who support them. And it's really kind of funny. Our area is so completely generous. We have more than 3,000 nonprofits here, so I could go on for 100 years and not finish them all. It's amazing, but I honestly find the idea of people volunteering their time and giving back in the community so inspirational that each year I think about, will I do this again? And the answer is always yes. As long as you all will have me, I will do this.
Well, you feature a wide variety of organizations on your show.
I do.
How do you choose the topics?
Well, gosh, you know, it's kind of what's inspiring me at the time. Last year, I keep a chart every year of what I've done. And last year, for some reason, I seemed to focus in on the arts. I did the Orpheum, I did Poplar Pike Playhouse, I did Women's Theater Festival, and Tennessee Shakespeare. And so that's, you know, almost half of my shows all concentrated on the arts. I try to get a little more variety than that. It's actually whoever's inspiring me at the time. I ask for suggestions from friends, I read the paper, and whatever really sparks me is something new, and also, more than anything, something people can become involved in and that gives back. I like anything that makes the community so much better than it was before. Matter of fact, there's one organization I liked an awful lot called Bouquets of Hope, and it's out of the Catholic Charities organization. But what I found so inspirational about that, I think it spoke to me because my daughter was getting married, and we were doing, you know, with weddings, the flowers are so expensive, it's incredible. So what happens to them afterward? This organization takes those flowers from weddings and from corporate events and anything else and makes them into bouquets for people who don't usually get flowers. And, you know, for me, that was like, wow, that's the use of something absolutely beautiful. I don't want to see that thrown in the waste basket. And so I had all of my flowers donated there, and I've told 1,000 friends since then. Those kinds of organizations that are smaller, who might get a little exposure, those are important to me, as well as the large ones like Church Health Center and United Way, all of those too. I love them all.
Ms. Newman, why do you think this type of show is important to our community?
Oh, I think that anything that inspires other people to get involved in the community is exactly what we need. I think most people in our community are kind and loving, and I think they're looking forward to giving back. And they need that opportunity, and they need to know where to get involved and how to get involved. And so at the conclusion of every one of our shows, I make absolutely sure that we spell out how to get involved and where to get involved, where to call, websites, etc. So, I mean, I think that people are just waiting to be asked or to know how to get involved.
Well, your viewers learn a lot each month from your shows, but what have you learned as host?
Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. You know, I've learned about the kindness and the generosity of our community. I've always known it was there, but it's more than I ever thought it would be. I mean, it's just so expansive, and I've also been to areas of the city that I never had been to before. I've seen things that I never would have normally seen, zip codes I wouldn't have been into, and they've made me more aware of how fortunate I am, and I hope that's doing the same for my viewers.
Is there a person or organization that you are just dying to have on your show?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm going through it now because I'm getting ready for my next 2 shows. They film right away, gosh, I don't know. I was dying for the Orpheum, and I was dying for the Church Health Center, and I got both last year. So love that. Gosh, I don't know. There's so many. I don't know. I'd have to work at that.
Well, you just kicked off a new season of Inspiring Leaders.
Yes.
Who can we expect to see?
Oh my gosh, we just had JDRF, and I was looking at a couple this morning. There's a Leicester Center that I was interested in. I was looking for that this morning. I'm not sure who else I'm going to have after that, but I know that in the past we've had Le Passé, who does their stock exchange, and in fact, that's going on right now. I don't want to feature the same organizations too many times, just because if there's 3,000 to pick from, why would you do that, you know? So, but I will tell you, Le Passé is near and dear to my heart because they're one of the organizations I've been a board member on, and of course there's Leadership Germantown, which I still dearly, dearly love, and so I enjoy having them as well.
Ms. Newman, what do you hope your viewers get out of your show?
Well, I hope they get a connection to the organizations that we're featuring. I hope that they understand that many people are doing many wonderful things, and I hope that they are inspired to join in and do exactly the same.
Thank you, Ms. Newman, for being on our show. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Well, thank you both so much for having me. I love being here, and thank you for helping on our show, and thank you for watching Inspiring Leaders.
Thank you.
You can see Ms. Newman on Inspiring Leaders every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., and again on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. And remember to check out all of our other shows on ghS-tv.org.
With more than 400 artists and craftsmen here at Germantown Festival, chances are you'll find something truly one of a kind. ghS-tv field reporter Dee Dee Noel is checking out all of the vendors for us. Dee Dee, who are you with?
Hey y'all, I'm here with Tony Bray, owner of Little Lasting Impressions. So, Mrs. Bray, could you tell us a little about Little Lasting Impressions?
Sure, we do handprints of children, dogs, and other pets. We do hand ornaments, hand and foot plaques, and any other items that you would like to have done of your children.
And what inspired you to start this business?
I just enjoy children. I love the ornaments, to hang my Christmas tree every year of my children. So I learned how to do this, and it became a business. I really thought I was just going to do prints of my children and my friends, and never dreamed that it would turn into a business.
So if you're looking to maybe make a purchase here instead of doing the impressions, what could a shopper buy?
Well, actually, the only thing that we have are the impressions. We do the impressions here today. It takes me about 4 weeks to get your item back to you. I live in Collierville. I work out of my home, so you can either pick your item up there, or I also use a children's shop in Germantown called Spoiled Sweet for your pickup. I also make appointments out of my home, so you can come to me or I can come to you at your convenience.
So what is so special about this silver and ceramic plating?
The silver items are your children's thumbprints, and it's 100% sterling silver, and you can wear this all the time to keep your children close to your heart.
And could you walk us through the process of making these materials?
Absolutely. All right, and here's the clay, and we will press your hand in the middle of the clay. All right, and then just pick it up. Ooh. And then I will take this home, I cut it, prepare it, and then let you know when I have your item available.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Bray, for sharing this with us.
All right, thank you so much.
And I cannot wait to see the finished product. Sarah and Dinah, back to you. Thanks, Dee Dee. That was another good find. Remember, you have until 6 to get down to the Germantown Civic Club complex. I can't believe that this is the 45th anniversary of this Germantown Festival. Some of these vendors have been here for a very long time, Sarah.
But you know what hasn't been here for a long time and is new to our community? The Indie Memphis Youth Film Festival. This month, aspiring teen filmmakers will take part in the first ever Indie Memphis Youth Film Festival. Teens from around the area have entered their films for their chance to win big.
With us today is the festival's coordinator, Mateo Cervente. Thank you, Mr. Mateo, for joining us today.
Thank you both for having me, and thank you everybody. You're doing such a good job today.
Thank you. Thank you. Indie Memphis is very well known around here, but this is the first time we've had a youth film festival. What sparked this idea?
That's right. It's the first time. The idea has been kind of brewing for a few years, but you know the pieces never really aligned for this to happen. This year it seems like it was the right time to try it, and so we had all the pieces in place and we were able to pull it off. It was a kind of a last minute thing, but it had such a great response that we had an incredible number of submissions, and you know we're hoping to fill up the whole theater downtown at the Halloran Center, which is more than 300 people. So it's looking promising. So we're hoping to see you all there.
Of course. Well, this is a real film festival with big cash prizes.
Yes.
What can winners expect?
Winners can expect, as you were saying, just to win big prizes. We have $500 cash prizes for the participant. There's an audience award, and so there's both a jury award and an audience award. So many chances to win. Good way to do that is to bring your friends. If you have a filming competition, just so that you have friends in the audience that can help you and reaching the audience award. And then the most important part, prizes aside, is that filmmakers can expect a full day of workshops and activities and screenings that are supposed to enrich their background and make the day really filled with all sorts of things, from screenings, as I said, but the workshops are one of the highlights of the day. There's a keynote speaker who is Craig Brewer, and then a lot of workshops on acting, sound, camera, music videos, and so on.
Well, what type of films will be screened? I know you talked about music videos, but there are any others?
All genres were welcome, so we have all kinds of film screenings. So from music videos to narrative to documentaries, and so yeah, there's a little bit for everybody. So anybody's welcome to come. Filmmakers and teens, grade 7 to 12, are welcome to get a pass for free. You just have to go to the website indiememphis.com, follow all the links to the Youth Fest page, and so they can get a free pass for the whole day.
Well, what were you or the judges looking for when you selected the entries?
Well, it was all about a good compromise between content and quality, but at the same time we also wanted to get a wide number of submissions in the film festival. So we only had a certain number of minutes allowed, and then we kind of expanded it to welcome and be able to screen more films because of the quality of the films that were submitted. So we're hoping that with that, again, also in terms of genres and content, we'll have a good product to offer to everybody who's going to come there.
Now, you touched on the topic of workshops and Craig Brewer being
Right.
one of the headliners for your keynote
Right.
speakers. What can we expect to see from some of these workshops?
The workshops are going to be about 40-minute long, and so it's a kind of an intensive hands-on on whatever topic you choose to attend. So we're going to have some of the best professionals in town giving lectures on acting. For example, Morgan John Fox, local filmmaker, is going to do a workshop on acting and working with actors. Ryan Parker, cinematographer, is going to do a workshop on camera and lighting. Filmmaking 101 with some Kevin Brooks and Sarah Flaming are doing that kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of everything. Sound, as I was saying. So a little bit of everything on a variety of topics to get all these sides and aspects of production covered.
Well, what goals did Indie Memphis set for this youth film festival?
As the first year, our goal was, let's try to have a good number of submissions and a good number of participants. So far, we are exceeding our own expectations. And as always, as an organization, when you set a goal, you try to set it pretty high. And so it's very encouraging, the response that we've had. There's a lot of participation, a lot of requests. Your school has been phenomenal in supporting us and spreading the word. So we're hoping that it's going to grow even more. But as the first year, we couldn't be happier.
What do you hope teens get out of the festival?
The opportunity to connect with each other, because this is something that was missing, when I was a teen, and even if I wasn't in this country, but the opportunity to connect with people. And so we're offering this full day where people can connect, share interest, and share their experiences and expectations, and find out the best way to grow as aspiring filmmakers.
Mr. Cervente, we here at ghS-tv are so excited for the Youth Film Festival, and we want to thank you for talking with us today.
You've been very kind. I look forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
To find out more about the Youth Film Festival, head over to indiememphis.com.
It's time for our next performance on our ghS-tv entertainment stage. Here is the very talented Cassandra Caldwell singing Jessie J's Mama Knows Best.
Going down like the storm in the sky. I ain't gonna be played by your behavior. How can I trust someone who's lying to me? So bow out, go. Oh, I said bow out, leave. Take your stuff and go, 'cause you're not for me. Papa always has a joke to make me laugh. Mama knows best when I feel down, to bring me up and keep my feet on the ground. Yeah. See, I ain't no rag doll that you can pick up and drop. And all of this inconsistent love, I think it's about time that you make it stop. So bow out, go. Oh, I said bow out, leave. Take your stuff and go, 'cause you're not for me now. Mama knows best when times get kinda hard. Papa always has that joke that makes me laugh. My mama knows best when I feel down, to bring me up and keep my feet on the ground. Yeah. Just be the best, my daddy says to me. I always use humor as your therapy. Yeah. Never take life too seriously. Just do do you, 'cause you do you so perfectly. Mama knows best. My daddy knows best. My mama knows. Get it about, bow. My mama knows best. My daddy knows. Get it about, bow. My mama knows best when times get kinda hard. Papa always has a joke, it makes me laugh. Mama knows best when I feel down, to bring me up and keep my feet on the ground. Yeah.
That was Cassandra Caldwell singing Mama Knows Best. We'll chat with her in a few minutes.
There are so many things to do and see at the Germantown Festival. If you have children, there's even something for them. ghS-tv field reporter Scarlett Simpson is checking out the kiddie action. Scarlett, where are you now?
Dinah, Sarah, I'm here at Kids Zone trying to find out the best ride here. I talked with kids and parents to find out which attraction they love the most. What ride did you just get off of?
That spinning thing right there.
Which ride do you love the most at Germantown Festival?
I think this is the best so far.
This is a bouncy house. I think it's a promotional one though for a karate company, so it's free, and so the kids really love that.
Do you and your kids come here every year?
Every year. I've been coming here since I was their age.
Do you plan on coming next year?
And we'll come next year and every year that we live in Germantown.
What's your favorite part about Germantown Festival and their Kids Zone?
Probably that there's just so many different things to do. There's face painting and all of the different games and all of the unhealthy food that the kids love, and it's just all around, it's just a lot of fun.
What's your favorite ride at the Germantown Festival?
The Danger Dome.
Why is that your favorite ride?
Because it got basketball and then you can just jump around and it's just a lot of fun.
Do you and your family go to Germantown Festival every year?
No, we come, this is our first year coming.
Do you plan on coming next year?
Yes, I will come back next year.
I'm off to find more fun games and rides at the Germantown Festival. Dinah, Sarah, back to you guys.
Thanks, Scarlett.
Before Scarlett's report, we heard Cassandra Caldwell perform on our ghS-tv stage. She joins us now to chat about her career. Cassandra, thank you so much for being on our show. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a sophomore at the University of Memphis, a music business major, and I'm just trying to get around and sing a little bit more, perform more around the Memphis area.
Okay. Well, what sparked your love for music and singing?
I've always loved to sing. Ever since I was a little girl, I'd sing Annie in the bathtub or something with my mom. I don't know, I've always enjoyed singing. I knew I wanted to get into it, but the music business thing is definitely new. I started this past semester, and so I'm really excited about it.
What do you look for when you choose a song to sing?
Something that I can get really passionate about, get into. I'm really big into emotions and conveying that to your audience. I feel like that's the best way to share music. So.
Well, you're coached by Bob Westbrook.
Yes.
Many may know Mr. Westbrook coached Justin Timberlake, who performed on this stage in '91.
Oh, really?
What have you learned from Mr. Westbrook?
Oh, a lot. Definitely breath support. I wasn't as good at that when I came into his studio, but he helped. He's taught me a little bit more about the industry, how to do better networking skills and everything, how to get out there, better performance. I mean, just countless things.
Do you have a memory or a best memory of some of your performances?
Oh, I don't know, just getting into them and like seeing the audience's reaction. There's nothing better, I feel like, than connecting with them and seeing them having the same emotions that you're feeling on that stage.
Would you say that singing is a career for you or a hobby?
I would say I'm looking for a career in singing, but I definitely think of it as a hobby.
So where all have you performed?
Oh, probably not as many places as I would have liked to. I'm starting to spread my wings a little bit more. I performed at the Delta Fair stage last weekend the main stage at the Delta Fair as well. And I've sung at like White Station High School, University of Memphis, different things like that, but I'm just really trying to go out, like I said before, around the Memphis area because there are so many venues here that you can sing at. So,
Well, you said you went to White Station High School.
Yes.
Did you do choir or theater when you were in high school?
Yes, I was only in one production in the theater company. It was the musical Fame. I was Carmen in Fame. But yeah, I was in choir ever since middle school at White Station.
Well, you talked a little bit about venues performing at. Do you have a favorite venue?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Anything is great to me right now. Anything I could get to.
Well, what would you say to somebody who was thinking about starting to sing and go out to places like you?
What would I say to them?
Yes.
I'd say just keep doing it. I mean, like a lot of things are going to knock you down and make you feel like you're not good enough to do it, but just keep persevering. Like you can do it. I believe in everybody who wants to do it.
Well, thank you for being here today and for showing us your talent.
Thank you for inviting me here.
We still have one more big performance coming up to take the entertainment stage. It's a performance you don't want to miss.
We have to take a short break. When we return, we will hear from guests, talent, and look back at the past 30 years of ghS-tv festival coverage. Remember, we are streaming live on ghstv.org 24/7.
You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station. Live from the Germantown Civic Club complex in the heart of Old Germantown, it's the largest arts and crafts festival in the Mid-South. Entertainment, food, unique events, games, rides, and all of this at the 45th Annual Germantown Festival.
Welcome back to ghS-tv's live coverage of the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. We've had a lot of amazing guests on today's show and are expecting more to come. I'm your host, Sarah Mayers, and this is my co-host, Dinah Mitchell.
It's time for our last performance of the day on our ghS-tv entertainment stage. Here to sing They Just Keep Moving the Line by Smash is the very talented Jocelyn Sanabria.
Just keep moving the line. They cheered at my persistence, but prayed for my decline. The path of least resistance led to Hollywood and Vine. I tried to go the distance, but they just keep moving the line. Track. I started on the outside and then hit the inside fast, left all the other fillies back at the starting gate, was ready on my mark. I got to set to hurry up and wait. So talent and ambition won me a chance to shine. I aced the big audition, but it's raining on cloud nine. Can't beat the competition, 'cause they just keep moving the line. I handled every corner, each bump along the track, and when I saw the ribbon, well,
was Jocelyn Santabria singing They Just Keep Moving the Line. She'll join us on set to chat in a few minutes.
It's time to check in one final time with ghS-tv field reporter Cassie Kimball, who had the hard task of finding the best food the Germantown Festival has to offer.
Hey guys, I've made my way over to the edible sand art and I'm going to talk to Joshua Jordan. How are you today?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing fine. And so what exactly is edible sand art?
Edible sand art is basically a pixie stick that you can make yourself.
All right, and what different types of candies do you guys offer here?
We have over 100 flavors, from sweet root beer to lemonade to raspberry, blue raspberry, strawberry, as many as you can think of, really. There are some here I haven't even heard of.
That sounds so good. And how many different designs can you make?
As many as you can think of.
Oh, great. And do you think you can show me a few examples?
Yes, here we have, these are for the non-edible sand. These are the, you can make them like all spaced and variegated like that, or they can be layered like this. Yep, and these are the edible sand arts. You can make them like stacked on different solid colors, or you can shake them up too, whatever you want.
Oh, it all sounds like so much fun, but other than your own station, what's your favorite food here at the Germantown Festival?
I have to say the corn dog stand, because I grew up on corn dogs. So.
Those are really good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Dinah, Sarah, that concludes my search for tasty treats. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cassie. As great as it's been seeing you enjoy all that delicious food, we hope you bring some back for us.
Earlier, we heard Jocelyn Santabria singing They Just Keep Moving the Line by Smash. She joins us now. Thank you, Jocelyn, for being on our show.
Thanks for having me.
Jocelyn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a junior vocal performance major at the University of Mississippi, and yeah, that's me.
You're only a junior in college, and you've been the lead in some pretty big shows.
Yes.
What have those experiences been like?
It's been amazing. It's a lot of fun. It's very nerve-wracking to get up on stage, but it's also a lot of fun. We have lots of fun doing it.
You were Mary Poppins in the musical with the same name at Ole Miss. What was it like playing such an iconic character?
It was definitely very challenging, trying to do a British accent when I have such a Southern accent, and a lot of dancing involved in that role. So it was very challenging, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, tell us what else you've been in.
I have also been the narrator in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was the Eponine understudy in Les Mis, and I was in a world premiere of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, a new opera that was written specifically for the opera students at the University of Mississippi.
Wow. Okay, so what are some of the places that you performed?
Well, I've performed all around Tipton County in Tennessee, and of course Mississippi. The opera took us over to Europe, so we performed in Prague, and that was a lot of fun. So.
Well, you mentioned that you're a vocal performance major at Ole Miss.
Yes.
Where do you think your career will take you?
Hopefully to New York. I would like to be on Broadway. It's my big dreams.
So what do you enjoy most about the Germantown Festival?
Probably the food. Yeah, I like food.
But what inspired your singing career?
Probably The Little Mermaid. The first time I ever saw that movie probably did it for me.
How was performing in Europe?
It was definitely interesting. We were told the water was very safe to drink there. We got there and it turned out that they had a virus in the water. So half of our cast was out sick the whole show. Wow. And we were so scared that we weren't actually going to open when we got there. But it was lots of fun. We got to do lots of sightseeing, and yeah, it was lots of fun.
Well, tell us your favorite memory of singing.
Of singing? Oh, actually probably this past summer when I did Mary Poppins. It was probably my favorite role and my favorite time singing yet.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And for entertaining us with your lovely voice.
Thank you. For more than 30 years, ghS-tv has been your eyes, ears, and nose to the Germantown Festival. ghS-tv videographer Kennedy Harris and I talked with previous hosts about their own experiences during the live coverage of the Germantown Festival.
Back on the street again with Chris Parnell.
I'm Ted Horrell, and I'm Jeff White.
Welcome to ghS-TV's live coverage of the 25th Annual Germantown Festival. Cablecast Live.
For 31 years now, ghS-TV has brought the Germantown Festival into the living rooms of people all over Shelby County and beyond. And it all started with GSS alum Chris Parnell. We recently spoke with the former SNL cast member via Skype.
It was exciting, you know, we were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
Thank you so much for being with us.
But, you know, it was a lot of activity there on the street, a lot of people around, and it was a fun time.
What began as a simple overview of the festival has turned into a 3-hour mega show with guest interviews, performances, and live reports from the festival grounds. It's a technically sophisticated show, and it's all done by students.
Yeah, just trying to get ready for the guests was really, I guess, the hard part. Like I talked about the binder that we had with all the questions we were going to ask. We had a lot of rehearsals. I was amazed by how much preparation we had to do. A lot of hard work. And I remember too, like, when we finished, I was like, I can't believe we just did that.
He likes the movies and I like TV. I take it serious.
Every year, new students take on the challenge of hosting live coverage. And our hosts have had opportunities to interview local newsmakers, politicians, and even future megastar Justin Timberlake.
Certainly I didn't think, man, he's going to be a superstar, but we remember thinking both of them. Those are some talented kids, and they're going to be able to work in showbiz if they want to.
They'd say, I don't mean to brag, but they'd stand on this balcony of the floor and they'd say, Justin, I'd take my picture.
More than a month of preparation goes into pulling off a show of this size. It's the first big test of the year for the current production class.
I love that the Germantown Festival is the first big project that our television students take part in. It's important for our students to get the experience in training to put together a live 3-hour show, and for the pressure to be on to make it good.
The live coverage has become a rite of passage for the students in the CAPA program, and it gets better and better with each new class that steps up to the plate. Our alumni say that it's those memorable moments they had during the festival that make it all worth it.
I know everybody says it, the fun's in the work. It was fun preparing.
My favorite part of doing the festival live coverage was when it ended. Because it felt awesome.
The memories we make at the festival are great. However, one of the main purposes of the Germantown Festival is to give you, the community, a front row seat to all the action.
The Germantown Festival has a rich history in the city of Germantown, and to have our students work to put together a broadcast with the artisans and the leaders of Germantown, representing our community and for our community, is like nothing else that any student in high school has the opportunity to do.
Whether it's a heat wave or a massive downpour, the students at ghS-TV will continue to give you that front row seat for years to come. Reporting for ghS-TV, I'm Dinah Mitchell. I would like to thank Chris Parnell, Jeff White, and Dr. Ted Horrell for taking the time to talk with me.
Sir, while I was doing that report, I realized just how long we had actually been doing the live coverage, and this is actually our 33rd year.
There's so many anniversaries around our city this year, including the Memphis College of Arts. Here to talk about the college's 80th anniversary is Catherine Lawson, Director of Community Engagement for the school. Ms. Lawson, thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
And congratulations on the anniversary.
Thank you. We're thrilled. We're a huge part of this community, and we're glad to celebrate 80 years.
Have you been celebrating all year?
It does seem like a full-on celebration all year. We had a party back in the winter at the James Lee House where the college really started. It was one of our first locations. We were there in Victorian Village before we moved to Overton Park. And so really one of the most fun parts has been the conversation throughout the college, where we just continue to look at all the ways we've been able to participate in the arts throughout the city.
Are there any other events planned for this big anniversary?
We don't have any more public events planned. It's, we're always celebrating our students and what they're able to do, and our faculty and staff and how they're able to be a part of the community. So we don't have events per se that are planned, but we always have our galleries open. So there's always a celebration of some sort or another going on at the college. We don't have to have an anniversary to appreciate all that we've done in the community.
Well, MCA is a hands-on has a hands-on academic approach, but you also have an extensive community outreach program. Can you talk about that?
Yes. We have so many opportunities for outreach in our community. So, I think of everything from our galleries. We have 2 galleries. We have the one gallery in our iconic Rust Hall building on Overton Square, and then we have Hyde Gallery, which is on South Main. So our galleries are always open to the public and free. So whenever we have a show on, we want anyone and everyone to come out and experience that. And that can be student work, or it could also be an international visiting artist. So we offer that up to our community, and we really want people to know that we're always there and open. So we have those opportunities to give and show art, but we also have a community ed program. If you're not aware of all the opportunities to come in and be able to experience the arts or have training more than maybe what's offered in the high school, or maybe you're past your college years and you want an opportunity to learn more, we have community ed classes that are incredible. We have a new class that has started this fall for families, and so a family can come and participate in an art project together. And so throughout the whole fall, there is this just wonderful curriculum planned for families to come together and to work. We've already had one, and this in October, the first weekend in October, we have an activity planned for families to go out and spend time in the park. And then also another one is to learn how to do face painting. So just a great opportunities to spend time as a family and really experience the arts and learn from some of our fabulous instructors. So we have our community ed program that is always open and available for any age, but then we also have other opportunities that for our students and our faculty to get out and interact with the community. And one thing brings us to Germantown this winter. We will have our students are working with Iris Orchestra, and they will do a show as a part of their arts partnership. And so we will have a show in February that will go along with one of their performances, and it's all around water, which is perfect because here we sit on the Mississippi River, so it's an incredible time for us to be able to be out here. We also have a great project coming this fall with Le Bonheur. We're collaborating with Le Bonheur and doing a project we're calling Le Monster. And so we've taken artwork produced by the patients, by the children at Le Bonheur, and they have drawn their idea of what a monster might look like. And then our artists throughout the college, the students, the faculty, and celebrity artists that we've invited from the college are all producing monsters, a representation of what the children have drawn. So it could be anything from a sketch, an illustration, to a sculpture. So it's going to be thrilling, and so all are invited to our downtown gallery at the end of October. So lots of opportunities to collaborate within the community and to engage.
Well, one of the initiatives includes lectures and classes that are open to the public.
Yes.
What are the people going to be learning?
Okay, so we have different visiting artists that come in, and so when we do have a visiting artist, we've had Sally Mann, who's a renowned photographer and just has meant so much to teaching and guiding and learning, and so she came in and spoke this past year. We have visiting artists coming this year that, it's just an opportunity to interact, and sometimes that's learning a craft, and sometimes it's just hearing about what that particular artist has been through and what they've done to find their success.
Well, the school encourages students to get out into the community.
Yes.
Why is this so important to the school?
Well, it's so important for any student to move beyond their space where they're being educated, because you don't get to stay in that bubble. You have to move beyond. And part of the mission of the college is to make sure our students are able to find success in their careers. And when you find success in your career, then you're able to really affect the world by your creativity and make positive change. So that's why we want our students to really move out and beyond and be able to interact.
Ms. Lawson, thank you for coming out and talking with us on our show today. Congratulations on the anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You're a delight.
If you would like to know more about the Memphis College of Art and its 80th anniversary, go to mca.edu for more information.
As we've said throughout this show, one of the main missions of the Germantown Festival is to promote local charities. ghS-tv field reporter Alan Toney has been chatting with some of them today. Adam, who are you with now?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Ms. Carol Scruggs, a proud member of the Memphis Area Golden Retriever Rescue. So would you mind running us through the history of the rescue?
Yes, we started in August of 2001. We've placed over 2,000 dogs. Our dogs come into our veterinary clinic, the pet hospital, and they are vetted, and then they go to foster homes. Many of these dogs have issues. They've been abandoned, they've been abused. We do get now a lot of golden mixes that we used to get pretty much purebreds, but that seems to be kind of something in the past.
What are benefits of foster care for the dogs?
It's a wonderful thing to do. It's very rewarding. You get your dog after they've been vetted, and you keep your dog for at least a week, or if they're in heartworm treatment, you keep them for a month. One good benefit of fostering, if you're interested in getting a dog, you have first choice. So that's a really good benefit. It's a good way to do a good community service to a dog, but then you also might be able to adopt them if the dog's good for you.
If a family was interested in fostering, what would they have to do?
They just go on our website, magrr.org, fill out a foster application. We do a veterinary check to be sure you're a responsible pet owner. We also do a home visit. If you're approved, then you get your foster dog.
And why is it important to attend events like the Germantown Festival?
Oh, this event has been wonderful for us over the years. We have gotten our name out to the public. We have people that come back every year and say, I remember when we were here 5 years ago. I mean, this is wonderful.
And lastly, for you,
come on, sweet girl, you're going to get a question.
Do you like the Germantown Festival?
Here, go. That means yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Scruggs, for sharing the wonderful work you do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
And back to you, Sarah and Dinah.
Thanks, Alan. It's been great getting to know some of the wonderful charity organizations in the greater Germantown area.
This week, the Orpheum kicks off a new season featuring some old favorites and highly anticipated Broadway hits. Here to talk more about everything happening at the Orpheum this year is Alice Roberts, Vice President of Programming and Education. Ms. Roberts, thank you for being here today.
We are thrilled to be here. Next week, we open our Broadway season up with Dirty Dancing. We are the kickoff for the tour, and it's actually the first national tour that's going through the United States because Dirty Dancing was from London. So we're really excited to be a young partner in that program. And we have some other great shows coming up. Jersey Boys is coming back for the people who love it. They can't wait to see it again. If you haven't seen it and you love Frankie Valli's music, it's a great show to see. It's a lot of fun. Then we're going to go into a more traditional Christmas. We're going to have Annie. And if you've seen the movie, you think it's about 4th of July, but if you're more familiar with the musical, it actually revolves around a Christmas theme. So we'll do that around Christmas. And then we'll be working on another new show, The Bodyguard. So The Bodyguard will be there. And it is the one show in the season I haven't seen. So I'm going to be just as excited as everybody else to see it. And then we will finish up our season and we'll start to get ready for summer. We also have a lot of wonderful concerts that are happening at Halloran Center. It's a perfect place to see a concert. We just had Booker T last night to an almost sold out crowd. And we'll have lots of people. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band is coming, Tempo Libre, lots of really rich, wonderful sounding musicians, sort of expanding on our heritage of music and being on Beale Street.
Well, back to the beginning of the season, to Dirty Dancing. We all know it's a classic movie. Why do you think stage audience members will enjoy the stage version?
Well, I think in addition to it being a great movie, it had great music throughout the movie, so it lent itself really easily into becoming a musical. So I think that's one of the reasons they're going to like it. They're also going to see a lot of dancers, and shows with a lot of dancing always tend to be a little more popular with our audiences. We're really excited. On Wednesday, Professor Jill Nee from University of Memphis will be doing a lecture about Dirty Dancing and about the social connotations of dancing. And so she'll be having an active conversation with audience members about what the social taboos of dancing are. And so we're really excited to start that collaboration.
In preparation for the new season of the Orpheum actually went through a massive renovation. What can we see from those renovations this year?
You will see glitter and glam like you've never seen before. The scaffolding took 1 full week to put up. It weighs like something like 6,000, more than 6,000 pounds. We had 12 men working on it full time for 4 to 6 weeks between the two of taking it up and taking it down. And they have retouched all the gold, silver, and nickel, and it shines. It has this beautiful shine to it, and it's just amazing how vibrant the building has become now that it's been repainted. It hadn't been repainted in more than 30 years. So the interior, it's been more than 30 years. So it's time for a facelift.
Well, you mentioned the concerts coming up. Who can we expect to see?
We are having Tempo Libre, which is a band that comes to us. It does a lot of Latin style music and combines that with more modern and urban style. We are going to have Kathy Mattea, who is bluesy kind of singer. So the concert series really is going to, then we're going to have somebody like Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, which just sort of shows you the vast range of what we're presenting in the series. The series is not a niche. It's an opportunity for everyone to find something that they want to come here at Halloran Center.
Well, education, of course, is very important to the Orpheum's mission. What programs do you offer teens that are interested in theater?
So we actually do High School Musical Theater Awards, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
Oh, yes.
Which is our Tony Style Award presentation at the end of the year, sort of a celebration for art students and the ability to celebrate their craft. We also offer summer camps for 3rd grades through 12th grades. They're performance-based camps that revolve around what our upcoming season is, so it's fresh new material every year. During the school year, we have classes for auditioning. We have classes in technical theater and lighting and sound. This summer we had a full week long technical class. So we've got classes for lots of a different array at different levels of interest and ages. And then of course we're also always very excited about our student series because we see over 50,000 students in our student series annually. So it's classics like Brown Bear, The Ugly Duckling, and this year we're doing Rock the Presidents, which is about all of the presidents in honor of the election. So it's going to be a great season for that too.
What would you say is the best part about working at Orpheum Memphis?
I think the ability to interact with the community and be a part of the community and help bring what the community wants to Memphis. Not just one person's point of view or not just our organization. We're not focused on one individual art form. We have the opportunity to do dance, to do music, to add in visual, to add in all of the arts and sort of culminate. And I think that's one of the things that makes the Orpheum really great is just the diverse way we can look at things.
Well, Ms. Roberts, thank you for talking with us today, and congratulations on the new season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To find out more about the Orpheum and the shows coming up to Memphis, visit orpheum-memphis.com.
We have to take a short break. When we return, we'll chat one last time with our field reporters and much more. Stay tuned and enjoy this look at the Germantown High School's Creative and Performing Arts program.
One of the things that sets us apart from other schools or other productions that are doing this is that our kids are 100% in charge of what they're doing.
We sell the ads, we build the stage, we make the costumes.
It's our issue, it's our show, and we want it to be the best it possibly can.
I love to be a part of their lives and to make them see something in themselves that they might not see.
I get the benefit of being able to learn to do things on my own. We own this show because we put so much in it.
Rolling. ghS-tv is a student-run, student-produced television station.
You're trying something new this week with your sports report.
That's right, Jasmine. And it's one of the most amazing opportunities that I've had in my entire life.
Students running everything. We have the best equipment. We have, in my opinion, the best mentors. I think we have it all.
I get to take the knowledge that I've cultivated the past 7 years, and I get to help students learn about the television field.
You
fall in love with this program and the time kind of just flies by.
ghS-tv gives me the decision-making skills and time management skills that I'll need growing up.
This program really helps you know that that's what the real world is like.
You're watching the award-winning ghS-tv, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. We are nearing the end of our show, but if you're just joining us, I'm Dinah Mitchell, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sarah Mayers.
From classical theater to classical opera, Memphis is a city busting with talent. Two organizations leading the way are the Tennessee Shakespeare Company and Opera Memphis.
Joining us now are Stephanie Shine from TSC and Morgan Beckford from Opera Memphis. Thank you both for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having us.
Miss Shine, we'll start with you. You have a very exciting season coming up with the opening of To Kill a Mockingbird starting later this month. How have the rehearsals been going?
Oh, just terrifically. Thank you for asking. It's a wonderful cast. It's comprised of some area children, students from Hutchinson, St. Mary's, and some other local schools, as well as professionals from all over the country, and some of Memphis' favorite local actors as well.
Well, what other plays are on tap for this season?
After To Kill a Mockingbird, we go into Much Ado About Nothing, which is one of the finest comedies that Shakespeare wrote, and that will be performing at the first 2 weeks of December at the Dixon Gallery and Gardens. And after that, we will do The Comedy of Errors at the University of Memphis in June. So those are our three main stage productions for the year.
I love that show. Well, Shakespeare can be a tough read for anybody, especially teens. Because of that, you started a very successful project called the Romeo and Juliet Project. Can you tell our viewers what you do?
Yes, the Romeo and Juliet Project is something that's in partnership with Shelby County Schools, and we serve full student bodies of 9th grade students in the introduction of Romeo and Juliet. And it's a 3-session residency that not only has students up on their feet, acting the text, understanding the play from an actor's perspective, and therefore engaging their emotional and physical selves as they learn this wonderful piece of writing, but also we have an opportunity to stop at moments in the show, in the play, where violence breaks out. We can examine the causes for that and offer our students some alternatives to those responses of violence in their own lives, should they unfortunately ever meet up with any of those. So the play, the project has a lot of goals in mind, and it also culminates in a performance. So our students get to see a professional production of the performance performed at their school by the very teachers who taught them the 3 residencies.
Well, what other educational outreach does TSC do?
We also have a touring show that has 2 actors in it that is called Shakespeare's Greatest Hits, which is a primer and lets everybody know in 45 minutes all the stuff you really want to know about Shakespeare to get you started. And we do a variety of workshops and play shops and residencies all throughout. You can even name your own. We can teach any play. Given notice, we can teach anything.
Well, Miss Beckford, now to you. It's a very big year for Opera Memphis. You guys are celebrating your 60th anniversary. What all is planned for the mark on the milestone?
Well, there's a lot happening right now with the 30 Days of Opera. I actually believe you had some singers out here at the Germantown Festival yesterday.
Oh, wow.
They were strolling and singing, and I believe one singer did the intro, or did the national anthem to the weenie dog race. But they are out performing, and this year we're starting a Barber of Seville Netflix style series where you can go to different spots around the city, I believe, and see a 15 to 20 minute installment of the production. They also have 2 binge watches where you can see the whole production as part of 30 days at the end. We'll also be doing Marriage of Figaro this year and Pirates of Penzance, and the Midtown Opera Festival will be back again in the spring.
Well, this is the 5th annual 30 Days of Opera. For those who may not know, what is it and how did it come about?
30 Days of Opera came about by looking really at our audience space, because traditionally you have people who go to the opera who may be really comfortable with the art form, but it can be hard to pull in new audiences. So it was our way to go out into the community and say, hey, here's opera, so that people could see it out and about at free events throughout the city that happen in September.
Where all can we find you this month?
Definitely, they were here yesterday at the Germantown Festival. They'll be at Cooper Young next weekend. They will be at Levitt Shell at the end of the month, which I'm really excited about. I think they're bringing back the Bohemian Rhapsody at the end. so fun. And if you look on operamemphis.org, there's a calendar, a 30 days calendar, where you can see where the singers will be every single day.
Well, like the Tennessee Shakespeare Company, Opera Memphis also boasts an extensive educational outreach program. What opportunities are offered to kids?
Last year we had 2 shows where we put students in the chorus, which they're not a part of this year, which I'm so sad about. But we have touring performances that go into schools. The opera sends a study guide to the teachers. I'm not sure what production they'll be doing yet, so look on operamemphis.org for more information. We also do a summer conservatory where we love to get students ages 12 to 18 up on stage performing and getting comfortable with opera as an art form, as far as moving and singing, and especially working without a microphone.
Well, Ms. Shine, Ms. Beckford, thank you for coming out and talking with us today about everything going on at Tennessee Shakespeare and Opera Memphis.
Thank you so much.
If you would like to get involved or want to know more about TSC and Opera Memphis, visit their websites, tnshakespeare.org and operamemphis.org.
It's time to check in one last time with ghS-tv field reporter Adam Sapp, who I think is checking out cars at the auto show. Hey, Adam.
Thanks, Sarah and Dinah. I'm here with Matt Tullis, store manager at Firestone at the auto show. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So what do you all do here every single year?
So we do different things. Every time we come out, we've had Bigfoot out, and the last 2 years we've brought out the Indy car that Firestone sponsors. But we also try to make an impact in raising money for different things. And this year it's the Boys and Girls Club of America.
And could you elaborate a little bit more about the Indy car?
Sure. So it is one of our replica cars. The tires on it are actual Firestone racing tires. They're the real thing, and each tire has each winner of the Indy 500 labeled on the side of the tire. But the car itself is a replica. We use the real ones for the actual racing, but there's no engine in it or anything like that. But it's great for pictures.
And you talked about raising money for children?
Yes, so what we're doing out here this year is actually selling these coupon books. They are $5 a piece. They have over $150 in savings in them, everything from Firestone coupons to NFL.com coupons, a little bit of everything. So all the proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Club of America, and it's a great reason to come out and stop by, get your picture taken, and pick up a coupon book.
And what attracts people here every single year?
As far as attracting it to the Germantown Festival, I mean, there's so many different things to do, from racing on our simulator and taking pictures, and then looking at all the other auto shows that are over there, plus all the great vendors that are out here selling things, and it's a really great thing for the community of Germantown.
And there's a gaming system with y'all here today. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. So what we brought is our actual IndyCar simulator. So it's got the sound. It feels like you're sitting in the seat. It's responsive steering, but it's just like racing in a car. And it's actually part of Forza 6 is the actual game. But we have our IndyCar set up on there so that people can feel what it's like to drive one of these things.
Well, thank you, Matt, for your time. With all these people milling around, it seems 2016 is another successful year for the auto show. Sarah and Dinah, sending things back to you one last time.
Thanks, Adam. Sarah, the Germantown Festival really does cover everything, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, from cars to craft to food. I never would have thought of all of that. And you know who else is here today? Mayor Mark Luttrell.
Well, Sarah, he happens to be our next guest.
After overseeing several federal prisons, he was elected sheriff of Shelby County in 2002. 8 years later, in 2010, he became the Shelby County mayor and has led several initiatives in economic development and public health awareness.
Please join us in welcoming Mayor Mark Luttrell. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for coming on our show.
Thank you for the invitation. What a beautiful day for this.
Oh, I know. Thank you. You have been Shelby County mayor for 6 years now. Tell us how these years in office have been for you.
What I've enjoyed most about the job of Shelby County mayor is this. It's getting out and seeing what all is going on across Shelby County that really is there to benefit our citizens. And you can travel all across this county and just realize how rich in diversity we are in so many ways. And you come out here to the Germantown Festival and you see all the artisans and the great work that they do, and it just really gives you a great deal of confidence in the talent of our people across Shelby County. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to get out and experience the beauty of Shelby County at places like Germantown on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes. Well, before you were elected mayor, you were the warden at several prisons. What made you switch over to politics?
Well, you could say there's a lot of similarity there. But I worked most of my adult life in the criminal justice system, working in law enforcement and criminal justice, and gaining a great deal of insight into human behavior, which I think has helped me not only in my political life, but just in life in general, just understanding personalities and why people do what they do and act the way that they do. So I like to think that my experience working in the criminal justice system has given me a sharp insight into people, and that's helped me in my decision-making process.
What have you accomplished during your time in office that you are most proud of?
I have to say that there are probably two things. First of all, our education system in Shelby County has gone through a very significant transition. And we had some 5 years ago, we had two large systems, and then we merged into one larger system, and then we broke down into 7 smaller systems. So there's been a tremendous transitional process for public education. But to see how the municipalities have worked through that with their municipal systems, how the Shelby County school system is continuing to thrive and grow, I think we have taken a very tough situation and we've done well with it. Secondly, the progress that we're making in economic development. When you talk about economic development, you're not only talking about getting jobs in our community, but you're talking about raising up a workforce that can do the jobs that we're recruiting. So workforce development is very much a part and parcel of economic development, and they're all tied together with education. Education is the foundation for progress in every community, whether it's eradicating poverty, dealing with crime, better health for our community, and certainly growing the wealth of our community. So I would say education and economic development are the two that I'm most proud of.
What do you still have to accomplish?
Well, I think we still have some challenges in healthcare, in the public health arena. We're a community that's very wealthy in so many respects. We have great hospitals, we have wonderful physicians in our community, we have great healthcare providers, yet if you look at the key indicators of health, we have very poor indicators. We have very high infant mortality, childhood obesity, hypertension. Those are medical conditions that have a profound impact on just the growth and the vitality of our community. So if you're looking to build a holistic community that's healthy in so many ways, you've got to focus on education, you've got to focus on health, and you've got to focus on employment, focusing on poverty, unemployment, and all of that kind of wraps together. So I would hope that in the time that I have remaining in this job that we can make some rather significant progress in the area of health care along with education.
Well, you are also a big supporter of the EDGE Board, the Economic Development Growth Engine in Memphis and Shelby County. In your opinion, what has been its crowning achievement?
I think the crowning achievement has been to focus on what it is that we need to do to grow our economy. We know that it's good to attract the large companies like Electrolux and Mitsubishi. Those are the big fish that you catch. But the primary focus of the Economic Development Growth Engine, EDGE, is how can we grow our small businesses? How can we give those young entrepreneurs? You look at the Germantown Festival here, and all of these artisans are entrepreneurs. They're people who are trying to make a living, who are trying to make a difference in addition to expressing their artistic talent. And that's precisely what we're trying to do with our EDGE program, is to not only attract the big businesses, but to help the mom and pop stores, the artisans that are very creative in their talents. That's really the backbone of the economy. It's what we can do to grow small business, and that's what the focus of EDGE should be, is giving young entrepreneurs the opportunity to really get involved, make a living, and give back to the community.
Well, as you mentioned before, healthy living is a big issue for you. How has your initiative Healthy Shelby raised awareness for the problem in our community?
Well, Healthy Shelby goes back to what I was talking about a while ago, is how can we focus on the general health of our community and improving the health of our community. And the Healthy Shelby initiative is simply trying to educate the public on the fact that you are your best doctor. You know your body, you know your health better than anyone else. And knowledge comes with education. And as you learn how to read your body language, then you start doing those things in your daily lifestyle, such things as exercise and diet, healthy lifestyle, communications. All of those things builds a healthy community. So the Healthy Shelby Initiative is simply trying to make people aware of their responsibility to maintain good health and to continue to be active participants in the community.
Well, Mayor Mark Luttrell, thank you for visiting us today, and we hope you enjoy the festival.
Well, I thoroughly enjoy the festival, and thank you all for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the beauty of Shelby County.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
If you want to find out more about what's going on in Shelby County, visit shelbycountyn.gov.
There's just over an hour left in the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. If you're still looking for a unique gift, ghS-tv field reporter Dee Dee Noel may be able to help. Dee Dee, who are you with?
Dinah and Sarah, I've made my way over to Ruthford Metal Arts, and I'm here with Sarah Ruthford. So, Miss Ruthford, tell us a little bit about your art here.
All right, all of our art is handmade. It's all made in a shop in our town, Tupelo, Mississippi. We're from Tupelo, and my husband builds everything here. Everything here he's built himself. We have all kinds of bottle trees, yard animals, butterflies, dragonflies. We have about 6 different kinds of bottle trees. We have here's our peacock here, and we have dogs and cats, and just about 20 different animals that we build.
And what inspired you to start this business?
We retired and just wanted something to do, and it's like a little mini vacation when we come. We live in Tupelo, and we come to Germantown to do this show every year. I've been coming for 8 or 9 years.
Okay. And what is something most popular that you see that people would buy?
They love his bottle trees, and they're just something for your yard. They're called bottle trees, but they have a long history with them. But people really, really like his bottle trees. We have all kinds of different animals, but we sell a lot of bottle trees.
So is there one of your favorite pieces here today that people are buying?
Well, I always laugh and say when he builds something new, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be my favorite. This is a new little butterfly that he builds that I really like, and I also love the shovels. The shovels are made out of old scoops that are probably 50 to 75 years old, and the shears, we go to, and we try to find old tools to make something new out of. So it's kind of like recycling.
So because you've been here so long, what is some information that you would like to share with someone who would be starting a vendor or a booth here at the festival?
As a vendor, it's a good show. It's touted as being a handmade show. They do have commercial stuff here, but it's mostly handmade, and it's family friendly. Bring your puppies, bring the kids. Beautiful weather, and they have some wonderful, wonderful food to eat.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Rutherford, for sharing with us, and good luck, and hope you sell good today.
Thank you. You too, darling. Thank you.
Sarah and Dinah, back to you.
Thanks, Dee Dee. You really gave us an in-depth look at all the unique options available at the Germantown Festival.
Our final interview of the day is with the 2 of the most important figures of the Germantown Festival. Melba Fristick is the coordinator of the Germantown Festival, and Howard Giffen is the chairman.
Both Fristick and Giffen have worked tirelessly all year to once again put on another exceptional event. Joining us now on set is Melba Fristick and Howard Giffen. Thank you both for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much. We appreciate being here.
You two are the backbone of this festival. Tell us about this big 45th annual.
Well, Melba and I have been associated with the festival committee putting this on for 24 years now. And it's a very big show. We're already making notes for next year, but we don't change a lot. The biggest change since we've taken over the festival here is in C.O. Franklin Park. That used to be a Civil War exhibit over there, and the National Guard tanks, trucks, and so on. There were no booths over there. So that was the first opportunity that we saw to make this festival even better than ever was before. We've got over 135 booths over there that we never had before, so we've really expanded it along those lines.
Well, the Germantown Festival started with just a few tents on the side of Poplar Pike, and it's grown into something much bigger. What do you think draws people back year after year?
The fact that they can come and have fun, it's inexpensive, it's a nice place to bring your family. Our biggest compliment is people that come on Saturday and tell me, I'll be back on Sunday, and sure enough they are. But it's just a very laid back atmosphere. People love to come for the crafts. The weenie race is a huge draw on Saturdays. That is so much fun. And just to be able to walk around comfortably, buy inexpensive treats, and put your kids on some rides that are fun, it's just a great day for the family.
What do you both think the purpose of the Germantown Festival is?
The main purpose of the Germantown Festival is to provide a family atmosphere party, a big neighborhood party. But the big event, the big benefit are to all the nonprofit organizations. The food court is made up of 20 different food booths, every one of them a nonprofit organization. Now you'll see commercial vendors out there. However, those commercial vendors could not be there unless they were associated with a nonprofit organization. So it gives the opportunity to a lot of Boy Scouts, church clubs, civic groups and so on to make a little bit of money to perform the various things that they like to do.
Well, tell us what your year is like preparing for a festival of this size.
Well, it's mass confusion right now, but it does settle down. We have about 400 vendors that will enter this event. We have to look at what they're going to be doing. Is it acceptable here? You know, is it what we really think will fit in well? And it's not just a hodgepodge of throwing it together. We really do follow a format. We start working on it today for next year. Well, we started working last month for next year. But it takes work, and we have a committee of about 12 people that really know their positions. They work their positions very well, and we put it together almost seamlessly, it seems now. But this is show-off time in Germantown. We love to have people come out, see what we can offer in this city. Many people don't come to Germantown that often. They might be out here twice a month or twice a year for doctor's appointments or restaurant visits or whatever. But this is our actual city, and we're proud of it, and we love to show it off.
Looking back on the past 45 years, what are you both most proud of?
I think the biggest thing that we're proud of is that we've maintained the atmosphere that we've had right from the beginning, that it is a big family event, that it hasn't changed. We tweak it every year and that, but if you look at it, this festival is basically the same year after year as far as the layout. We're landlocked in, where there isn't a lot of room that we can expand. There isn't much more we can do along those lines. We just try to make everything better, and I think we're proud of the fact that we've accomplished that. And we continue to put on a great event.
And we've done it without being boring. People come out here and say, "Oh, this is so much different." It's the same thing, but they get a different experience every time they come. It depends on the age group of the children they're bringing and their friends, whatever. But it's never boring.
Do either of you have a favorite memory from the past festivals?
Any what?
Favorite memory?
Favorite memories? I would say just the fact that you can sit back on a day like this, when we go back down there, and when you sit back and relax, and when you just look out there and see the people, see the smiles on their faces, and that's the biggest thing that I enjoy the most, is just seeing the smiles on the people, seeing them carrying the packages out, seeing the smiles on the kids' faces.
Exactly.
That is just unbelievable. It's a good feeling.
I spoke with a vendor earlier today too, and she told me her favorite memory, since we're 9/11 today. A few years ago, we did a 9/11 remembrance parade down here and had the colors and everything. Mm-hmm. And she really brought it home to me that was her outstanding memory of the festival.
Ms. Fristig, Mr. Giffen, thank you both so much for putting on another fantastic show, and we hope there are 45 more years.
Come see us next year.
Thank you. If you would like to get involved with the Germantown Festival next year, visit germantownfest.com.
Let's send it out to our field reporters one last time. Hey everyone!
Hey Sarah and Dinah, I think I can speak for every reporter here when I say that today was truly a blast. I enjoyed speaking with all the different vendors and getting to know them. Scarlett, what was your favorite part of today?
I think my favorite part had to be seeing the smile on everyone's faces while they were getting their face painted, or balloon animals, or just being on their favorite ride.
And what about you, Adam?
My favorite part would be the experience.
And Cassie?
I think my favorite part would be finding more out about Quackery's mission with Germantown United Methodist Church.
And Alan?
Oh, I love learning about all the organizations that put the money together to make sure this event happens. It was great.
Well, I think that's it from everyone on the grounds. Sarah and Dinah, back to you.
Bye! Thank you to all of our field reporters for showing us some of the fun and entertaining things that went on today at the festival. We got an inside look that can't be found anywhere else but right here at ghS-tv. Before we leave you, we want to remember a man who was larger than life, Ernest Chisholm. Germantown High School's fearless principal for 28 years, passed away on September 2nd.
During his tenure, he put Germantown on the map internationally with strong academics, athletics, and the arts, including our very own theater and TV departments. After retiring in 2002, Mr. Chisholm served Germantown as an alderman and county school board member. Here now is a brief look at the man who will always be in the hearts of the people of Germantown. The Germantown Festival is a light-hearted, fun annual event for our residents and visitors. However, today's date marks a significant moment in our nation's history.
We want to remember the 3,000 men and women who were killed on September 11, 2001. It's hard to believe on this day, 15 years ago, the United States was forever changed. While the scars are still fresh, the United States continues to heal.
With that, we've come to the end of our live coverage of the 45th Annual Germantown Festival. We hope you enjoyed the festival as much as we did.
Thank you to all the guests and performers who made it on the show today. Your performances and conversations helped to make the show so special.
If you enjoyed today's live student-produced show, we invite you to watch our many other productions throughout the year. We stream 24 hours a day and offer a video archive at ghS-tv.org.
You can also find our content on C19, Comcast Memphis, and our YouTube channel, along with our News 101 series, which airs Saturday mornings on WMC TV Action News 5. And don't forget, you can keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
From all of us here at the festival, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again soon on ghS-tv.